Hey everyone, happy 1 year anniversary here to the Outlaw Nation Channel. Thank you all so much for joining me live tonight. I apologize, I was a little bit late coming on the air, but I had to drive an hour and 10 minutes out of town just to get a nice snazzy haircut. And there it is. And now I put it back under the hat. So it took me a little while to get back with the traffic and everything like that. Yes, there was traffic. And thank you all so much for coming in and joining me for this 1 year anniversary celebration of the Outlaw Nation Channel. Not the Outlaw Nation Show. That's going to be in March, but certainly the Outlaw Nation Channel. Really excited to hang out with you all tonight and talk about how the channel has changed, how much it's grown over the last year, where it might be going next, and also maybe getting some of my co-hosts who've been on the other shows to pop in and say hi. Look for a Geek Buddies sighting a little bit later on in the show for sure. That's going to be a lot of fun. They're coming in together, so we're going to have a little bit of a mini fun conversation between us there as well. And I've sent the links out to any of my other co-hosts. You know, we're also busy. If they can stop by, great. But this is more about celebrating all of us here on the channel after 1 year of being around. So many of you remember how it all started. That first live stream sitting there in my old place there in Los Angeles, in Beverly Hills, in the office there with absolutely nothing on the walls behind me or anything like that. Just me sitting there with the tag team belts back when I had it, and a trusty cowboy hat. This is a different cowboy hat than the one I was wearing there, and just hanging out with everybody and having a little fun and talking about everything that had just happened. You know, I had been let go at the time from Collider, and I was kind of figuring out what I was going to do. This was a whole new world to me, walking into the world of YouTube, and it's been an incredible ride for sure. And we crossed 1 year about a few days ago, and we are right on time to celebrate it now. And I think because I skipped last week, or I took a little bit of a break last week, this is the first episode for the Outlaw Nation in the new year. So happy New Year to everybody. Thank you all so much who joined me for my New Year's Eve party, first ever New Year's Eve party a couple of weeks ago. But happy New Year officially now as we go into the year. And what a few days it's been in 2021 already. The madness of it all, and hopefully it's starting to settle down now, and we'll get through it and start to glimpse a better 2021. Kind of like how 2020 happened. Sometimes you got to get kicked in the nuts a little bit, and then you get back up and keep fighting, and you never know what can happen for you. And I just want to say before we get too deep into anything, one of the biggest reasons that we have made it to 1 year is because of you all, the support you've shown. So many people have stepped out of the woodwork throughout the year last year to help me get on my feet, to help me figure things out. Some people I can name right off the bat, Brian Ward with his incredible logos and those video motion logos you see at the beginning of my shows. Those are all Brian Ward created and induced. We went back and forth about what I wanted them to look like. We went back and forth about what I wanted them to say, how I wanted them to appear. And of course, I got to give a big shout out to Jake Yacovetta, who's in the chat now. Jake Yacovetta, really important and essential. He was an early moderator and comes in still every once in a while to moderate some of these chats. But certainly all the graphics you see for the most part, pretty much 99.5% are Jake Yacovetta graphics that the overlays and everything like that he came up with. It's just incredible to have seen and been the beneficiary of so many people in the Call to Action Army as well. You know, Paul Denuzzo out there helping out, giving a little bit of guidance. Certainly Billy Belfort at the beginning. All those guys stepping forward and giving me great advice and helping me through stuff. Certainly the shout out to Kelsey Kirkland is very positive. Of course, Alex Shawshak is very positive. As well. So many people in the Action Army kind of stepped up and helped me get this thing off the ground when they didn't have to. So I will always give love and shout out to the Action Army for helping the Outlaw Nation get on its feet and figure things out. And, you know, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. And we'll get into all of that tonight. We'll get into all the things that we're going to be doing. And we'll bring some of you all in live to hang out. You know, we've done the New Year's Eve. We've done the Christmas episodes and had a really great time having you all come in. So that will continue. I got my bottle of wine to celebrate. I got my movies right down here to give away some more digital codes for people who might want to have a movie for free on the Outlaw. all of that, I think it's a little bit cheaper than sending them out, as Andrew Hale and Sean Barreto kind of made it clear to me as well. But I want to say thank you to everybody who is in here right now. Thank you to, like old school Rocha used to do on Mornings with the Outlaw before Alex came on as the co-host. They used to say hi to everybody. So let's do that as we start off. And remember, the Streamlabs and Super Chats are open tonight. Would love to have a big night tonight, kind of start 2021 in a positive way. And I want to hear you all's favorite memories, favorite moments, surprises, surprise guests, reactions, all of that. I want to hear from you all in the chat or in the through your super chats or Streamlabs. The Streamlabs right down there, of course, right there, the Streamlabs, or you can see it in the description of this episode for sure. And yes, as I said, I've got my wine, so I'm ready to get a little, have a little fun. So if you want to drink with me, feel free. Let's have a great night tonight, hanging out and talking about everything. First off here, saying hello to Brian Brawler, Haskell 420. Thank you, Haskell. Chris Taylor, Vanja Kostyak, Alan Smithy says yippee-ki-yay, Outlaw Nation. Thank you, Alan Smithy. Andrew G, Darren Wright. What's up, Darren? Good morning. Draws Walker says good evening. Maria's in here. Maria, where's the book? Maria, thank you so much. I want to publicly acknowledge you and thank you for this incredible book, How Star Wars Conquered the Universe. You're very kind to send this to me. I can't wait to dig in to all of this and have a little fun. I also recently got sent to me the next chapter in the Star Wars High Republic there, Into the Dark, written by Claudia Gray. So there's a lot of reading on tap for the Outlaw for sure in the next few days, the next couple of weeks. But thank you so much to Maria for that great book. Hello, Justin Toner. Hello, Drunken Prayer. Corey Cameron, good to see you. Sean Barreto in here producing for sure. Calvin in here saying horseman. That's right, horseman. You remember those days. Let's see. Jake Yacovetta's in here. Thank you, Jake. Good to see you. I'm going to bring Jake on in a little bit to have some fun conversation with him about everything here for sure. Let's see who else we got. Justin Toner. What's up, Justin? Good to see you. Monkey of all DJs says, hey, kids. J.A. is in here. Right on. Back to you, Jay. Ronan Unchained is in here. Sean Barreto reminding everybody, if you want to ask a question there, jump on in the Streamlabs and the Super Chats. Matthew Dawson said, oh, snap. Congratulations. Oh, thank you, Matthew. Larry Lease is in here. Thank you, Larry. Haven't seen you in a long time, my man. Thank you so much for the very kind donation there, $2 there. Thank you very much. Aisha Kenya. Aisha, thanks for coming aboard and becoming a patron of the Outlaw Nation. Thank you so much. Saw that this morning on my emails. What a very kind thing to do. Thank you for coming aboard. Trust me, you're going to have a really good time with this crew for sure. M3 wants to know how to donate. M3 right there. See the Streamlabs address right below there. Streamlabs.com/John Rocha says go in there. You can donate or send in a super chat. Super chats take 30%. So we'd appreciate the Streamlabs instead. Let's see who else we got in here. Level 2 trading. What's up? Yo, old man. What's up, Level 2? Level 2 hides out. We don't know how old Level 2 is, right? He's got that accent. So you're like, how old is Level 2? Level 2 might be my age as well. You never know. He's got that deep voice. He's got that accent. We shall see. Paige Chowdhury's in here. What's up, Paige? Aaron Clister's in here as well. Chris Corcoran. Draws. Already says hi to Draws. What's up? John Get Bent. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. He says, I'm a newer subscriber, but congrats on 1 year. Impolite Truths is fantastic. It is, isn't it? Doreen and I were going to do a show this afternoon, but we waited because they haven't officially done the impeachment. They haven't officially done the 25th Amendment yet. So we wanted to wait till tomorrow, till all of that happened. Then we'll have our reactions on Thursday. Put that in your calendar. Thursday, 5 p.m. PT live. Impolite Truths this week. And then tomorrow night, I think at 5 p.m. PT as well live, it is the Jedi Way, the live episode. We do one live episode a month. That is tomorrow. We will be revisiting Solo, a Star Wars story, and then having that lead us into an overall discussion of Han Solo. So that's going to be a lot of fun for sure. Cheryl is in here. What's up, Cheryl? How are you? Chris Martinez is in here. Thank you, Chris. Says Jake is the man. I agree 1,000%. Jake is the man. 156 Impulse says, congratulations, brother. 1 year. Absolutely. We're going to talk about all of that. Thank you. I appreciate it. 156. Good to see you, my man. Hope you are doing well. Hope your family is doing well as well, friend. Justin Toner says, congratulations on the 1 year anniversary of the Outlaw Nation. Proud to be a Patreon supporter of you and the channel. Cheers, my man. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. I have to take a moment to thank all the patrons and all the people who were involved in Patreon and all the patrons of the Outlaw Outlaw Nation as well. You guys have been amazing. You've made every hangout worth looking forward to, and we always have some fantastic discussions. And what's even more so, you guys keep the discussions going late into the night, late into the morning. And I appreciate that every subject is on the table, and that people talk with respect and civility. And if there's any disagreements, someone is always there to kind of bring people back to the table and get us back on track. So it's an incredible community that I'm honored to be a part of, and honored to have created a forum for them to be able to be a part of. And thanks to Andrew Hale and Sean Barreto and Cheryl and Soul, all those people who help, Andrew G, who help and show up every week to give me some good ideas, give me some good advice on what to do next. I want to keep expanding the channel as we go into 2021. You guys saw that Netflix video today, 2.5-minute trailer of all the movies that are coming. Just know John Rocha is going to have to start stretching out, doing a little running, building up his endurance, lifting some weights or something and stuff like that, because I got to get back into shape to be able to handle all the content that is coming in 2021. There'll be reviews left and right. And, I should say, the Outlaw Nation is looking for a website designer. I am looking for a website designer, someone who is good, not too expensive, but good. And I am happy to pay, because I think that's the next step, is to start to have writers, myself and other writers who are maybe newer, coming out of college, or really want to give a shot at writing, giving them a forum to be able to write and maybe edit their pieces and build up the next arm of the Outlaw Nation as well. That's how we expand the outlet more and more, is giving the opportunity for other people to come on and do their things and give their and have a shot at it and see if they can do great work. You never know what can happen. And so that's the next step. So if you are a website designer, or if you know someone who is a website designer, I am looking to find someone to create the Outlaw Nation website. There is outlawnation.com, but theoutlawnation.com is not taken. So hopefully that will be where we go with that one. So thank you so much, and good to see you, Jake. Always a blast. Let's see who else we got in here. I want to give some love to other people who jump in. Rainer, what's up, Ben? How are you? Good to see you, my man. Always great to see you, brother, in here. Let's see who Deflated Brady is up in here. What's up, Deflated? Good to see you. Let's see. Dalton Johnson. What's up, Dalton? Good to see you, my man. Thanks for giving a shout out to the Outlaw. Do It for Cash, saying happy anniversary. Draws Walker starting off. He says, here is a recent memory when Chandru came on and tried to teach Rocha how to floss. Yeah, absolutely. That was a very funny moment for sure. And I think I'm able to share my screen and show this stuff. Am I not? So let me find it, and then I will share that moment for maybe some of you who have not seen it. That's what we're going to do tonight. Just take a look at some memories and moments, if I can find them, and have a little fun discussing them for sure. Let me see. There's Chandru right there. Let me see if I can, because usually you could do the we had a heel summit. I remember we had the heel summit there, but I don't remember where. The flossing must have been later on in the show. I think so. Yeah, let's see. I'm all yelling about the heel summit. All right, let's see if I can find it. Anyway, I'll take a look and find it and see if I can get it going, and then I'll share the thing with everybody for sure. Oh yeah, Sean sent a GIF. So let's see. Maybe I can share it that way. You guys can see what me trying to do some dancing here. Really funny stuff. Let's see. I'll take that down. Draws. Let's see if I can share my screen a little bit and get into Facebook. Oh no, Sean. Here we go. Sean, right there. Let's take a look real quick. Where is it? There it is. There it is. There he goes. There goes Rocha. Take a look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, maybe I can't. All right, let's just go back to that. There we go. Look at that. Just trying to floss in my own way. It didn't really work out. I was doing the best I could, I mean, what do you want from me? So there you go. Good stuff. All right. That's awesome stuff. Let's see who else we got in here. Jay Scotty for real. Jay Scotty, what's up, dude? How you do? Good to see you, my man. Darren Wright sent in, says, thank you for being an inspiration, John. Here's to you. Thank you, Darren. It's all of you who are an inspiration to me. There's no way I'd be able to do the things that I'm doing if it wasn't for all of you coming in and watching the content, commenting on the content, sending in support to the Outlaw Nation. All of it has been incredible. We round the corner here into 2021, picking up subscribers left and right, about to cross 15,000 subscribers, hopefully by the end of the month or sometime in the middle of February, as we build and build and build. But of course, more content coming in, more of the shorter form content, I think is going to be a really big focus of the channel. Next, a lot of these pre-produced videos don't do as well as my live show, so I've just got to train the channel and train some of the audiences to come in and watch the smaller content and see what how people react to it. But that's kind of my determination now. It's why I've cleared up pretty much most of my mornings to work on that kind of content to be dropping here in 2021 on the channel. Thank you, Darren. It's my honor to inspire you, and you inspire me, bro. Every one of y'all do. Right now and later says, hi, Rocha. What's up, right? Good to see you. Vanja Koschek says, happy 1 year. Any good Western shows besides Deadwood and Westworld? Yeah, there are. Have you seen Godless on Netflix? Godless is an incredible Western for sure. Let me see if I can bring something up here. Best Western TV shows. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, Yellowstone. A lot of people really dig Yellowstone. It gets a little soap opera-y for me near the end of the second season, in the middle of the second season into the third. Little too soap opera-y for me, but a lot of people do like Yellowstone. Certainly love that first season for sure. Something that nobody talks about is Winona Earp. That went on for 4 seasons, or I think it's still going on for 4 seasons. Winona Earp is a damn good show. I'll catch an episode every once in a while. Don't need to know all the storylines heading in, and that's a fun show for sure to enjoy. Justified is another one that a lot of people enjoy. I haven't got my hands on it just yet, but I know a lot of people really enjoy Justified and what Timothy Oliphant was able to do there on that show as well. And for those of you who remember the classic, The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr., if you haven't gone back, we're all quarantined. We're all sitting around looking for new content or looking for content to watch. The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. is not a bad one to go back. I think it only lasted a season or a season and a half. And that's one you should definitely get your eyes on for sure. That's a good show. And a lot of people would love to see that one come back for sure. Let's see. Lonesome Dove is another one. If you haven't seen Lonesome Dove yet, the TV series, give that one a chance with Robert Duvall, Tommy Lee Jones, Rick Schroeder, number of people in Lonesome Dove. That's an incredible series for sure. I think those are pretty much the big ones that are at least the most recent ones. You can go back in time and certainly see other ones, but I think those are the most recent ones for sure. Thanks for the question there, Vanja. Hope that helped you out a little bit. All right, we got over 124 of you all watching me live. That is so awesome. Please give us a like here. We got 81 likes. Let's get over 100 likes as soon as possible. March on to 200 likes. That would be great. Canada rocks. Royco, how are you doing, my man? Says happy anniversary, GOAT. That's right. That's right. You tell the baggage handler what I said. I heard he was on his program that he does from a cable access channel with a aluminum cup and a string tied to it with that guy in Houston. And I heard him talking shit about the Outlaw. And he said, oh, maybe if he won some matches. You son of a bitch. I was 2 questions away from obtaining a belt and fighting for a belt. So kiss my ass. Went to sudden death how many times? Frank, your baggage handler, kiss my ass. The Outlaw is coming into 2021. I'm going to turn you around, turn you into a fan of the Outlaw once more. I'll tell you that right now. That's my goal this year for sure, Frank. All right, Luis Soria Ramirez says, Felicidades, John. Thank you very much, Luis. Mr. Eng says, cheers to you, all your success, Outlaw. Cheers to you, Mr. Eng. I appreciate it. Scott Welsh is in here as well. Alex Holland rolling up in here. Connell, where's Cal? Where's Cal? Where's Jor? Where's Jor-El? I like it. Jake says pin the link. Oh yeah, pin the link. I always forget to do that. I always forget to do that. I always forget the link for the Streamlabs, right? That's right. All right. Where did Sean have it? Remember, everyone. Sean, send me Sean, send me that, will you? Will you send it to me in a Facebook chat, and I will pin it to the chat here in on the show. Because I guess I can do that. Apparently I can do that. I didn't know I could do that. I can do that. All right, got 97 likes, 127 you all watching me. Please get it over, get us up to 150. That would be awesome as soon as possible. All right, let's see what we got. There we go. Sean just sent it to me, so let me put it in the chat. Next to me doing a little flossing there. Well, I want to hear from you all. Start sending in like your favorite memories, your favorite moments of the Outlaw Nation over the last year. Remember, I mean, we started out doing this show, in from the bowels of my place there, trying to figure out what I was going to do with this channel and what I was going to do with the show. And it was certainly an interesting experience, to say the least. All right, I'm going to put this comment in here, and then I'm going to, there we go. And then do I pin it? Is that do I hit the, Let me see if it lets me do it. Does it let me do it? Oh, there we go. Pin the message. All right, message is pinned. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The message is pinned at the top of the chat. Hopefully that helps. Thank you, Jake. Once again, Jake coming through in the clutch to help the Outlaw Nation. Ingo says, Rocha, my man, congrats on the success of the channel. Looking forward to meeting you and Nost again in London sometime in the future. Yeah, for sure. Nost and I are desperate to get back out on the road and do the top 10 show live again. We certainly loved it. Sean Healy has reached out to me. I just have dropped the ball here a little bit. Been so busy with so many things. Sean has wanted to do a live episode of the top 10 or a live episode of the Outlaw Nation rather channel. And, you saw Riley did that, and you saw that Mark Ellis did that on New Year's Eve with all those people stepping in to be stand-ups, to do their stand-up sets. It was great. And Sean's reached out to me, but the timing of it is not quite right just yet. But I think when we do a live Outlaw Nation, I think we'll have to do at least a mini live top 10 show, which would be fun for people and fans to experience for sure. Let's see what we got. Darren says his favorite memories, no better moment than write it down, Sean. Oh, write it down. Speaking of which, Sean, I should start the drinking now. I'm sure Darren is ahead of me, even though it's the morning. I know Darren is ahead of me, but I should start my drinking now so we can have ourselves a little fun. By the way, you can get this little number at IKEA. This is like $7. It is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You put it on the thing, you stick the corkscrew through, and then you twist it in there as hard as you can. It goes deep in there. Oh boy, I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that now. It gets deep in there, and then you pull it back out again. When you twist it up, it twists it all the way back out to where it takes the whole cork out. And then you hear the pop. Boom. And just like that, you got yourself an open wine bottle, and then you just twist it around to take the cork out. Oh, shit. That almost happened. And you're good to go. All right. The first drink in celebration of the Outlaw Nation. This is the Bogle Vineyards. This is the Essential Red, California from 3 years ago, 2017. Let's see. Oh, can you hear it? Oh, that sounds good. Ah, very good, very good. You take the cork out, I said. You take the cork out. Oh, that is really good. Holy shit. We're going to get drunk tonight, ladies and germs. Happy anniversary to all of you for being a part of the Outlaw Nation for 1 year. Love you madly. Couldn't have done it without you. And you mean the world to me for sure. It's you're giving this kid who really didn't know what was going to happen with his life, with his career after what happened last year in January. You gave me new life, and you gave me great purpose to do something with this channel. And, the channel has really kind of come into its own. It has a very strong, has very strong tentacles, in my opinion. You got the Geek Buddies. You've got Impolite Truths. You've got Game Time. You've got my reviews. You've got the Outlaw Nation. You got the Deep Cut. You got all of that here on the Outlaw Nation channel, Mornings with the Outlaw. All of that is there here for you to enjoy. And, we've really come around with the shows and built them up in a positive way, in a powerful way. And there will be some changes. I won't lie. There will be some changes coming. I should let you all know ahead of time. There will be some changes coming, and then there'll be new content coming to the show, to the channel as well. And I can't wait to make that happen. I can't wait to put that together. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for you all to see it. So salute. Good stuff. Yeah, all the shows, all the patrons, all the records, all the belts. Well said, Darren. All right, where are we at here? Let's see. Who else has been chiming in? Ingle says, Rocha, my man. Oh, he already said that? Yeah. Sorry, Ingle. I already read that one of yours. Let's go back in time and see if there's any others. Super chat I might have missed. Okay, nope, haven't missed. I don't think any. Let me take a look. No, all right, cool. Let's get into some Streamlabs here. Daniel Haygood says, congrats on the anniversary of Outlaw Nation. Proud to be a part of the original channel supporters. Shout out to you, Daniel. Appreciate that. As I first said when I joined, your professional industry analysis and bombastic personality drew me in. there will be many more anniversaries to come. I hope so, Daniel. You know, it's got to keep growing the channel. It has grown, and I love it. It's been building step by step. More people are taking a chance on the channel and watching it expand. It means the world to me that so many people take a chance to do so. Canada rocks. Thank you, Canada. Appreciate it. And Daniel, thank you so much for being one of the original people. You mean a lot to me. Canada rocks. Royco says, congrats on making it a whole year, especially since it was 2020. Outlaw Nation North. Yeah, appreciate that. That's the Canadian arm of the Outlaw Nation, the Outlaw Nation North. Who knows? They might have a show here on the channel. If they can get a logo together and a rundown together for a show, maybe I'll give them a show on the channel. Him and Andrew G. And whoever else is in Canada that wants to maybe chime in and do a show. Be a lot of fun. The Outlaw Nation North. I want to see. They'd have to wear Mountie hats, though, right? They'd have to wear those Mountie hats. Royco, I'm sure you have one. Alan Smithy, thank you, Alan Smithy. You're awesome. He says, you have to read this in the robot voice. Okay. Oh, no, he's just kidding, Rocha. Happy 1 year anniversary, Outlaw. Thanks for letting myself and others come on your show and meet you and the great guests you bring. You and the nation have helped me through 2020 in one piece. Hey, pal. You guys have helped me get through 2020 in one piece for sure. It's been fun to come on and talk to you guys, and I never know what's going to happen. I never know what's going to be said, but it just seemed to me such a natural thing to do, to bring in people live, and it's been a blast to do so. And I love thinking on my feet. I love not knowing what anyone's going to say or what's going to happen, and you guys have been incredible for that, and it's always fun. I love the fact that I have no idea what people are going to say, what questions are going to be asked, and we roll with it. But what's so great is we've never had a crossword with people on the show. No one has come in as a guest and felt that the nation, or felt that on any of the shows, and they've ever felt like, they've gotten into a bit of a thing with somebody. It's been great. Even when the sports show first started, when Game Time first started, we had set aside like half an hour at the end of the shows to bring people in, and we had fun discussions and debates. They got a little passionate, but never heated. And the same thing when we did the occasional live streams on Mornings with the Outlaw, at the beginning of Mornings with the Outlaw. Always good, fun conversations. I love talking to people. I think all of you are incredibly smart, not because you've chosen to be viewers or patrons or subscribers of the Outlaw Nation, but because I just trust that you all are. And so it's fun to talk to you about it. As a fan who crossed over, it's a blast to touch base with the fans and talk. I've always said this. I'll always keep one foot in fandom and one foot in the professional side of the business, and it's my honor to be able to do both. Soulshar 1999 says, dope posters, man. Yeah, it reminds me a bit of Oily Moss's work. Does fresh takes on classic movie posters. Wow. Heavily influenced by Saul Bass, amongst others. Keep slapping that bass, partner. As the Welsh say, dal ati. Keep at it, sir. Much appreciated. Thank you, Soshar. Appreciate it, man. It's always good to see you. It's always good to correct people on how to say your name correctly, because he is using Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's last name, Solskjaer there. He is the manager of Manchester United currently. He was a Champions League winner that in 1999 there. I think he hit the winning goal to help them beat Bayern Munich, or at least the tying goal. All right. Jay Scotty Friel sent in a little bit of stuff here. He said, evening from the attic. Yes. And a hearty congrats to you, John. Admire what you've built here in such a short time. The blood, sweat, tears, and other bodily fluids don't go unnoticed. Favorite heartfelt memory, Jason Inman, thanking you for inviting him on. Yeah, Jason is, I'll tell you something. Jason is one of those people that I absolutely love and adore. Him and his beautiful wife, Ashley, they've always been so positive and receptive and great at being a part of or asking me to be a part of any of their shows. It's been a blast whenever they ask me to be on. Jason actually emailed me tonight because he's got a new Kickstarter project, so maybe I can get Jason on by next week for the Outlaw Nation show. Next week, maybe we'll have Jason on to come back and have a little fun talking about everything, and maybe teach you guys how to run a Kickstarter campaign. He's run 4 of them that have been successful. So he said that he wants to come on and talk about his new project, and maybe how to help some of you all who are maybe on the fence, or maybe not sure, or a little scared or nervous, or not sure about how to start a Kickstarter campaign for your projects. Jason Inman, maybe if I can convince him to come on next week, we'll come on to talk about that for sure. Yeah, and I appreciate that, Jeff Scotty. Thanks for that memory. He was the best. He's so great. Oh, not was, but he is. Maria, what's up, Maria? Says, I remember the first week when you seemed bewildered and a bit lost, but boy, did you recover quickly and succeed. I'm happy to see your growth and excited for your future. Congratulations. Thank you, Maria. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was. Let's you know what? Let's take a quick moment and and share the screen and go back in time to the first show. I mean, I think I have it somewhere here for sure. I know I've got the playlists. So let me bring up the playlists. And I also need to get some water here. I didn't think of this all the way through that I need some water here. All right, let me see. So for those of you who maybe didn't know about the Outlaw Nation or don't know like where we started from the bottom to the top, son, as Drake might say. No, that's not Drake. I don't know who that is. But anyway, as somebody might say, from the bottom to the top, let me share my screen here and see if I can bring this up here. Yeah, here we go. Right? Yeah, YouTube. Okay. So this is one of the first ones, but where is the live stream? Let me see. For those of you who may not know, how do I get to the? Hold on. How do I get to the playlists and then pull that one up? There we go. View the full playlist. So this was the first episode of the Outlaw Nation right here. Look at that. Look at that. Look at him. This is how it started. Wearing the tag team belts. Look at this. Look at that thing, Sean. Look at the child. Look at that. He's a boy. He's a boy. How do I weigh more than I did then, but I look fatter in that video than I do here? It's weird. Is it angling, better camera, lighting, all that jazz? That helps. But that's the first episode of the Outlaw Nation. It was a live stream. I think it was. You look at that. Oh, they're showing the Rocha. That's over there, by the way. It's still in the office. Yeah, look at me. I'm just asking if everybody can hear me. Oh, tag team belts. There was a time. There was a time. So a lot of fun there. That was the first one. That live stream is still the most highest viewed thing I have here on the channel. 33,899 views on that live stream. And of course, it was right after He Who Shall Not Be Named. No, actually, it wasn't. Wow, this streamed live the day after I was let go by Collider. My God, wow. I went on the night after I was let go from Collider and just did how long is that live stream? A 2-hour live stream. I had no idea. Someone said, just set up the camera. I had already started a YouTube channel, but really hadn't invested any time in it, and then put that up there. And it was the biggest reason how I got to be monetized so quickly, because so many people watched that video. It gave me the hours and the views that I needed to get monetized quickly and put all that in motion. Oh, Canada Rock says, hey, Rocha, why don't you show us the belt? Oh, wait, never mind. Those who cannot do criticize those who do. I am in the arena, spectator. You stay in the cheap seats eating your popcorn and your cheap ass beer. I'm going to be down here trying to win some titles, son. Oh, Rocha with the ball busting. I didn't know Canadians ball busted. That's insane. So if you smart, you carry it weight. I don't know what that means. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's for sure. Yeah, the thing about that stream is I love that he wore his Schmodown stuff while out of character, right? Yeah, exactly. I didn't know what to do. It's so true. I didn't know, should I put the hat on, not put the hat on? I didn't know what to do, to be honest with you. But you guys were great to kind of, so many people were great to watch it all and have a little fun. So yeah, we'll start bringing you guys in for sure. Let me bring in Jake first. Sean, did you put this in the what do you call it, in the Discord? Did you put the link in the Discord yet? You did? Okay, cool. All right. Jake, let me send you this on Facebook message if you want to come in, because I know Jake said he had a time crunch. So there you go, Jake. It is in there now. And let me keep answering some of these Streamlabs that have come through. Okay, Alan Smithy says, I love the episode with Mike Kalinowski. Great to meet him and also roast him a little by sending you that YouTube vid of him in a colonial era wig and costume. That's right. You threw it on screen at the end and then broke out the pic of the fathers beating corruption. Yeah, it was a bit of a stinker on that one. But Kalinowski is such a great sport. He's such a good sport, and he's always down, and we always have fun back and forth. He's the best. Let's see. As Sean Barrett says, oh, come on, Sean. You're very kind. He says, happy anniversary. Hope the channel gets to be as old as you are now, and that's pretty old. Fair enough, Sean. Still not a gray hair, though, son. Can't touch me. Look at his smooth skin. I might be part black. This black don't crack. You never know that. It's possible, Sean. Somewhere in the back there. Somewhere in the back. It's certainly possible. All right, let's see. Let's keep answering these. Calvin, what's up, man? He said, I liked the Roxy episode where she was amazed you could bring people in. It was hilarious. 1 year and going strong. It's been great watching your channel right along, brother. I check out all the shows. I will always remember meeting you virtually. Me too, Calvin. You've been an essential part of this, of the Outlaw Nation show for sure. And certainly the channel. I'm glad you've kind of found your way into our Discord chats as well. It's been a blast to have you in there. And yeah, certainly everybody looked forward to Calvin's contributions on the Outlaw Nation show when you started to become, in essence, a mini regular coming on to the show and talking about your stuff. And Calvin's Corner, who knows if that's going to happen, but certainly I want it to happen. We'll see if we get it to a place where we can put this on the show. We shall see, or on the channel rather. Doug Developer says, congrats on everything, John. Congrats. As I've been going through deep depression, you've always been kind to give me life advice. I listen to them on loop, and because of you, I always fight to feel better. Wishing you all the best for years to come. God bless. Doug, that's very kind of you. I appreciate that madly. You're an awesome, awesome person to say that. And it means a lot to hear you say that. And you know what? Here, I'm going to do this. And Doug, if you're still there, I want to play something for you. Let me see if I can find it. Because some of you don't know this, but the other night, I had the opportunity, it's an upcoming episode. I had the opportunity to interview Frank Stallone. That's right. Frank Stallone. I interviewed Frank Stallone on the channel. It was pretty great. Let me see if I can find it here. And what we got going on with him. He has a great message. Frank suffered a lot with panic attacks and with PTSD or with his and mental health stuff. And I want to see if I can find it and maybe play something for you, Doug, because he was very great to talk about it. Here, let's give you a quick preview and see if you guys can I share my screen to the point where you can see that kind of stuff, Sean, where I can see a video, or do I have to put it up on a channel or something? How does that work? Can I do that? Yeah, I can't. What'd you say?
I said just put it in a Chrome tab and you can share the Chrome tab.
Put you in a Chrome tab. I put you in a Chrome tab. Let me see if I can share it here. Let me see. Doug. Let me see here. Okay, here we go. Can share the audio. Where is it? Okay. Can you guys see that? All right. So this is a preview. I want to see if you guys can hear it. Sean, tell me if you can hear it. Just nod your head. Oh. Can you hear that? No, you can't hear that. All right. Well, anyway, that's Frank Stallone. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I can't bring it up as a Chrome tab because it's not actually online yet. So I was going to try and play it through the screen, but it doesn't look like I can. Oh, well, maybe someone with a little more technical expertise can teach me how to do it. All right, let's bring in one of the gentlemen who's been an essential part of the Outlaw Nation channel for since its inception, I would say. Well, he was very kind to help me. We met over drinks in Orlando. He introduced me to his mom. It was an incredible experience. I had just won the tag team belts over his two favorite players, Mike Kalinowski and Chance. But it was a blast to meet him, and we had a fun back and forth. Who knew how essentially he would become to the channel? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Action Army's own Jake Yacovetta. What's up, bud? How are you? You're muted, bud. You're muted.
God, every motherfucking time. I'm good, man. How you doing?
Good. It's good to see you like inside. Usually you're outside smoking and what have you. How are things there?
Oh, it got cold, so I'm in the garage now.
Oh, right on. How are things, man? How are you feeling?
Wait, hold up. Did you just say that corruption was my favorite people? Are you fucking kidding me?
Just busting your balls a little bit. I know you love.
I love Shannon.
You do? Oh, yeah, you love Shannon Barney. Yeah, who does?
I love Shannon, but I would never put fucking corruption as my favorite fucking people. I'm over here offended. Like,
I apologize.
I know Roxy had this thing on SEN today where she was like, I don't get offended. No, I'm fucking offended.
Well, I apologize, Jake. I was only busting your balls. I know you're Action Army for life, and you love those guys, Ben and Andrew for sure. But that's
Yeah,
where I
most
met you.
definitely.
That's where I met you. Is in right after that match there in the bar in Orlando. I met a number of the Action
Yeah.
Army people there. That's where we were still at.
Yeah,
odds.
and
Funny.
that was when we first met, and
Yeah.
that was when you went on SEN when Christian was trying to bridge the gap between you and Action Army, and you were like, "Oh, this one guy, he was just talking real slow and introduced me to his mom, and like that was before we were cool." But you did fucking call me out, and you were 100% correct.
Well, I didn't call you out in a mean way. I was calling you out more like it was an interesting experience for sure, man. So, but you were, you've been great, dude. You've been essential to the channel, the graphics you do. Ladies and gentlemen, all the graphics you see on this channel, all the overlays and all of that. Back when I was doing them even on OBS, those are Jake Yacovetta's creations. He's got such a great eye for it. He does it so well. And whenever I'm in the pinch or in an emergency, Jake's always great to find some time to whip him up real quick. Sometimes during even a show, and sends me the right overlay.
Yeah.
As recently with the Kalinowski one, But you've been great, man. Why did you help? Like, why, when we had so much beef between the Outlaw and Action Army, why did you help?
That beef was in your head, man. You had a problem with certain things that certain people said.
Yeah.
It wasn't a group wide beef.
Okay.
So when we saw you, we tried to, make everything better. And when all the shit with Collider blew up, I was like, you know what? I want these people that I support. I want them to Weston. I want the people that I support to be able to thrive.
Yeah.
And when you first started, you had your channel, and it was like you in a room against a white wall, and you had like some weird like international troll in your chat.
Oh yeah. Right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
And I was like, nah, we can't have this. So, me and Paul and Billy, we decided that we were going to help everybody that we could. So you and Roxy and Riley, and it even went down to like Brandon Hanna, Brianne Chandler, like everybody that we could help.
Yeah.
We wanted to help. It wasn't meant to be a long-term solution, and that's why I'm not around as much anymore. Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't meant to be a long-term thing, right. But we just wanted to get you on your feet.
Yeah. And you did, man. Honestly, I when I was stumbling around, I had no idea about this world and what I needed to do, but I knew that I needed it to look professional, right? Like I knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted it to appear like. It's why I pressed Brian so hard to get me those video logos and what have you. I wanted to create something that stood out on its own. You know what I'm saying? And you work so great hand in hand with Brian to make the shows look professional. I had to catch up to the graphics. Like the graphics were already professional. My content had to catch up to the quality of the graphics. And I feel like we have really turned the corner over the last few months there, and hopefully keep going and creating more shows that have that kind of resonance to them as well. We shall see.
Yeah. I mean, that was the whole thing. Just getting you on the right path.
Yeah.
That was our goal.
Well, thank you very much.
And I really did love it. Like whether it was Morning at the Outlaw, or Mornings with Outlaw, or Deep Cut, or Game Time, or whatever. Yeah. Like I love doing it. And then the lockdown happened, and somehow my job got like 5 times more busy, and I just couldn't do it anymore. Yeah. I couldn't.
I sense that too, Jake, which is why I started reaching out to you going, hey, teach me how to do thumbnails. Teach me how to do the graphics. Teach me, because I like to be self-sufficient if I have to be. If people are willing to help, I'm always appreciative, but I like being self-sufficient because I never know what's going to pop up. and you've been very great to find time to teach me those things. And I'll have to start practicing with those PSDs more and more so I can get them quicker and quicker and just put it and create them faster so I won't have to bother you too much. But it's never I know you always say that. Jake's always been one of these guys that says like, no, dude, why I can do them. I don't have a problem doing them, but it's more like I know that you've got a full-time job and you're busier now. It's more or less that I don't want to bother you with it because you've already been so incredibly kind and giving so much of your time already.
Well, yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. And like we had that Zoom call where I was able to teach you a couple things.
Yeah.
But there is still those times, like a couple weeks ago, you said you literally said, we're going live in 5 minutes. Yeah. Can you change this overlay? Like, are you fucking serious? 5 minutes.
I just never know. I never know what's going to happen. That's what I tell you. I never know, And so being able to do stuff impromptu at a moment's notice, like when we went live with Impolite Truths the other day, I was just sitting on my couch watching the riots and the insurrection, and I was like, I just got to go live. Darina, if you can join me later on, join me, but I'm going to go live on this, And so in those moments, it's just kind of, I had to, but you were very kind to do it and got it to me in time, and they took down that episode for right now. Hopefully they'll put it back up. They claimed that the episode was promoting election fraud. And I'm like, no, quite the opposite. So please take a look at the content.
Quite the opposite.
And take a look at it again. Hopefully they'll put it back up. But yeah, dude, I appreciate you, man. I mean, it's honestly couldn't have done it without you, and you mean a lot. And everybody in the Action Army who stepped forward and stepped up and helped, I owe you guys an incredible debt of gratitude, to be honest.
Hey, man, it's nothing but love. Really, whatever fucking miscommunication there was before, that's gone.
Yeah,
and I see Kelsey's in the chat too. Salute, Kelsey.
Hi, Kelsey.
Yeah, it's nothing but love, man.
Yeah, respect, dude. Respect. All right. Anything you want to say before? I know you got to go to bed, my man. Anything you want to say before we roll?
Just congratulations on a year. I'm proud to have been a part of it. And it's just the fucking beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more to come, and I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you, Jake.
And also shout out to Sean Barreto, Andrew Hale, Andrew G, everybody who's been able to help with this. Fucking salute.
Yeah. Agreed. I owe them a great debt. And maybe sometime, man, you'll come in and do some and hang out with us on one of the Outlaw Nation hangouts. We'd love to have you, Jake. It's a fun time. Trust me on that.
I know my time is just my time is limited.
Yeah, fair enough, man.
And it comes to a point where I do so much for so many people that I have to just step away and watch like food reviews on YouTube or something. Like I have to fucking get away from it.
I respect that. I respect it madly, man. And I want to read you one stream live that came through from Optimike Primus. He says, I came in a bit late to the show as far as regular viewing and donating. Always enjoy Impolite Truths and, of course, the community. My least favorite moment is when I have to listen to Jake Yacovetta. Ha, ha, ha. Just kidding. Jake is a key member and a solid dude. There you go.
No, Mike's my dude, man. We've been on some Zoom calls together. I love him. He's a good dude.
Yeah, well, respect. All right, well, thanks, Jake, dude. You're the best. Thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it, my man. And I can't reiterate this enough. One of the essential parts of the Outlaw Nation, one of the pillars for sure, man. So thank you so much, dude.
All right, much love, brother. Congratulations on a year.
Thank you, man. We'll see you soon, brother. Definitely. All right, that was Jake Yacovetta hanging out with us, taking the time. As he said, he's incredibly busy. So he's fantastic to take part and hang out with us for sure. Let's bring in some of the members of the Outlaw Nation here and have them. Well, hold on. Let me rip through these Streamlabs real quick, the ones that are left here. Okay, Doug Developer, I'm going to try to figure out how to do the Frank Stallone thing in a little bit, give you a little preview of that interview with him that's probably dropping tomorrow or Thursday morning. Panamanian_outlaw. Oh, Panamanian outlaw. Well, says, keep up the great job, Rocha. Cheers from Panama City, Panama. Cheers, my man. Y gracias mucho por todo lo que para soportar este canal. Gracias con todo mi corazón. Gracias para todo lo que haces. Joseph Curran. Thank you, Joseph. He says, congrats on 1 year, Rocha. Thanks for getting me through 2020. I always felt like an outsider because I love movies and comics, but I'm also a massive fan of sports and wrestling. So knowing that there was someone who shared all those interests meant so much. Well, you're welcome, Joseph. It's my honor. And thank you, man. You know, I get people to tell me all the time, well, you've got too many different types of things on your channel, but it's like the channel is called the Outlaw Nation Channel, right? It's not going to follow the rules. It's going to do its own thing. And, you know, maybe I'm not getting to the high subscriber count that I would if I was just focused on superhero stuff or focused on wrestling or focused on politics or focused on sports. But this is all one umbrella. And eventually more shows, more different types of shows will come on this channel or at least find their way to the podcast network and build out from there. That's really what we want to create here. The Outlaw Nation Podcast Network, raw, authentic, and unfiltered. That's what we are. Raw, authentic, and unfiltered on the Outlaw Nation for sure. So I appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Thank you, Joseph. It means a lot to me that you let me, just like Doug Developer, it means a lot that you let me help you. You let my content help you through 2020. Don't discount that. That means a lot to me. And Andrew Hale donated. Said, Andrew, thank you, Andrew. He said, happy 1 year anniversary, John. Outlaw Nation will be bigger and better than ever in 2021. On to the second year. Cheers. Thank you, Andrew. You're a big, big part of this. Remember that Discord. That's such an essential part of what we created with the Outlaw Nation. And Andrew, you're a big, big part of that. And shout out to, was it Matt Wiley? Let's not forget Matt Wiley. I mean, like his name is Matt Wiley. He's like was it Rob Paulson? Rob Paul is like that. He's like, what's his name? Bob? Is it Bob? Bob Paulson? His name is Bob Paulson. Hold on, let me see if I've got that. I gotta learn this. His name is Robert Paulson. That's it. I knew it was Rob. His name is Robert Paulson. His name is Matt Wiley. He left us that message on the Discord that changed everything for the Discord and the Patreon for sure, and this channel. So you never know who the heroes are. They don't always wear capes, but they show up in interesting times to help you through moments as you keep building. All right, let's bring in some people live to hang out with us now. Andrew G, what's going down? Jay Scotty, what's going down? Darren, what's up? And Royko, what's up, everyone? How are y'all doing?
Outlaw Nation North.
Canada.
Oh, Canada, the true North, baby. Beyond the wall.
Scotty,
What's up? Beyond the wall. What's going on, everyone?
Oh, good. It wouldn't be a Tuesday morning without Outlaw Nation.
Darren, what time is it there where you're at?
3 o'clock exactly.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Of
He
course.
looks great.
What else would I be doing?
He looks great for 3 o'clock. Much love. Gentlemen, what would you like to say? What are your favorite memories? What are your favorite moments? Please. We're already an hour into the show. That's hard to believe it's going so fast. Please. What moments or memories or guests stand out for you guys?
Well, for me, it's easy. It's drunk New Year's Rocha. You started drunk and you just kept going better as the night went along. It was a fun show.
Thank you very much.
Happy Christmas show. I have to admit, those two were a lot of fun.
You're not having fun here tonight? What the hell? Come on.
Not at all. Look at these guys. Oh,
What about you, Andrew G? Do you have a favorite moment or favorite guest or memory or anything?
Oh, yeah. My favorite moment is anytime that I get to come on. My favorite guest is probably me. No, seriously though, it's always cool when you have the any of the Geek Buddies, the live Geek Buddies on.
Oh,
those are always great.
Well, you should stay tuned. They're coming up here in the next few minutes. The Geek Buddies are popping in.
I'll stick around.
Yeah, please do. What about you, Jay Scotty? You got any favorite memories, moments, or guests?
Well, I said in my stream lab that brought up Jason Inman, so that Kickstarter thing that you mentioned sounds really cool. I hope you get the opportunity to come on and speak about that. But I'll just say in general, it's I remember the first time I tuned into Mornings with the Outlaw live, and you had provided the opportunity for us to come in and chat with you one-on-one. Like, I was a big Movie Talk fan. I was a big SCN Live fan and everything like that. What was unique about your channel is like you unabashedly and like you kind of like took down that barrier and you said you provided a platform for us to get like this one-on-one FaceTime, not only with you, but with like so many of the personalities there. Like it's been really cool to have that happen. I appreciate you providing the platform.
Thank you, man. I have to say it wasn't planned. It was just a natural, organic thing. And it seems so logical to me that I just didn't understand why other people weren't doing it. Not that it hadn't been done before. I don't want to get into that bullshit again, but like, it's just that I didn't know that other people were resistant to it or weren't thinking about it. Like, to me, it just seemed natural because we're all fans at the core of this thing. Even the vaunted Scott Mance or Drew McWeeny or any of those, they're all at their base level foundation are fans. So getting to talk to other fans, especially because I trusted the Outlaw Nation wouldn't be full of fans that would say inappropriate shit or would bring up things that are not appropriate to bring up. I just trusted that you guys would understand, guys and gals would understand what kind of show it was and how to approach the guests. And you guys have never not done that. So it's that's what's kept it going and kept me doing it every time. You know, no one's never come in and said incorrect stuff. You know, even when Calvin walks that line, I still
give me some time, Rocha. Just give me some time.
Sometimes some wine, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm sure there'll be a show where it's like Ryko. Oh, Jesus.
Do you have a favorite memory, man, or a favorite moment, or anything like that, Royko?
Why? I just told you it's the Jesus. Are you drunk again?
Maybe.
Oh my God! I think I'm switching it. I think it's tonight.
Is it the Santa show?
Well, but I do have to since I do have the mic again, I have to give a shout out to Dorina, man.
Oh
yeah. I told you before, she's the reason I joined. I mean, everyone else is the reason I stayed, but she's the reason I joined. So I got to give her a shout out.
Oh, okay. All right. That's respect. I appreciate that. She's busy tonight, or she would have stopped in. You know, she's got all kinds of stuff that she's doing there in her life with World Girls tomorrow night, everything like that. So they're setting everything up there, or else she would have stopped in. I do have the Geek Buddies coming up a little bit. Yeah, Dorina was great to say yes. Listen, everybody that's come on as a co-host on the channel, they took a chance to come on the channel, man, and it means so much to me that they have, even all the way up to Laura Kelly, who's really the most recent co-host. I reached out to her after that Star Wars tournament, and I said, I've been kicking around the show. You guys know I was kicking around that Jedi Way show for quite some time. Andrew G certainly knew about it and was trying to contribute to it. And I just was like, I just need someone to bounce off. As much as I enjoy doing the solo shows and talking with you all, I just know it's great to have a conversation with people on a show and do it back and forth, you know, and it's a great way to kind of inspire thoughts in my head. And it's a great way to hear other people's points of views. And I was really conscientious to make sure that the channel showed people from different walks of life, right? We have Dorina, who's Latina. We have Laura Kelly, who's she's not necessarily in like a super into the creating her YouTube channel geek girl. She's very much has her own job there in Chicago doing the Star Wars stuff she does on the side. So I wanted to have her on. And of course, with Alex Shawshak, with what she brings, her experience and her connection to the Asian world there. And then, of course, with Jay and Winston, I wanted to have them on. So I just want to have so many different multiple perspectives, and the Geek Buddies, Michael being gay, Shannon being one of my actor friends, like it was just so many different perspectives. And I don't think we've ever got it wrong. That's the thing that I've really appreciated, is that I don't think we've ever got it wrong for the most part. And that's been a joy to do on the shows.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Oh, thank you. All right, let's bring in Smithy. I think, is Darren back in? All right, Darren, you back in? All right, let's bring in Smithy. Smithy, what do you got?
Mr.
Sorry about
Director.
Jay's internet.
That's right. How's it going, everybody? Good to see you, Outlaw Nation, and good to see you, Outlaw.
Hey.
Good to see you, Smithy.
Woo!
And good to see myself in your glasses, man. Nice. Look at
That's
that. I can see it.
You can see the nuclear launch codes are over here on the other side of the screen.
000. Come on, man. You could have reset that.
Anyway. Hey, I remember, Rocha, I've only known about the Schmodown for like a year. And I remember one of my first things seeing the poster, and it's like you and Mark Riley, and you all have these. He has the shades on. He's got the belt, and I was basically like, "Who are these? I can't relate to these guys. Like these guys are tough dudes. I'm just a movie dork." But anyway, over the time though, I watched the show, and I got to realize that it's all in good fun, and it's not like you're gonna beat me up with that big belt or anything. So it was good to learn.
Well, he doesn't have it anymore. How's he going to beat you up with it? What? Hey,
right.
hey, I'm just
they don't
saying.
wear belts in Canada. They just wear suspenders up there.
Canada with no championships and a curling thing hit him in the face. They have no concept of what it's like to win anything but hockey. For God's
Now,
sake.
winning isn't that important. It's as long as you participated, John. That's all that matters.
That's Canadian anthem if I ever heard it.
Oh yeah,
Get out of here.
Well, I'm a Leafs fan, so I have to say that.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Relevant, for the love of God. Woo! Woo! Okay, I've had a few glasses of wine.
there you go. Doesn't take much.
Because he's lost a lot of weight. That's why it doesn't take as much.
I just weighed myself last night, guys. It is horrific the weight that popped up on my. I haven't weighed myself since COVID started, and I weighed myself finally last night because I found the scale way in the back of the bathroom under the sink. I had kind of put it there when we moved in. I pulled it out. I stood on it, and I just screamed like one of those screams that go out into the universe. You know,
The Wilhelm scream.
Too many good news for that. So that's his job.
San Diego itself adds like 10 pounds, you know.
Yeah, San Diego does add 10 pounds, like a new camera.
It takes a lot more work to navigate Los Angeles. There's a lot more running and dodging people, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot more walking everywhere for sure.
There you go.
Actually, speaking of new, I like the background. It's nice. It's clean. It's the 3 different colors. Yeah, thumbs up. I think this is the best one you've had so far.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling. Thank you very much, Rick. I had a feeling the other day. I was watching someone else's interview, and I was like, "Fuck, that's a clean bath." I think I was watching like either one of the news stations, and I was watching someone who was being interviewed, and I was like, "Oh, that's a clean background. That is nice." So what I did was just move all the bookcases. They fit really well here on the opposite sides of the window. And it actually opens up the room a little bit more. So when I start doing the Twitch stuff, I will have more space to set up a camera and do the Twitch stuff and all of that.
On his PS5, Sean, you say you can do
on
Twitch
PS5, Sean.
Can I just interrupt real quickly?
Please.
It's kind of a weird segue, but on the subject of like backgrounds, it kind of made me think of some other YouTubers.
Yeah.
And if this is something you don't want to touch, by all means, don't. But I thought maybe you'd have some interesting insights on it. Chris Stuckman recently put out a video. Do you know anything about that? Or?
No, tell me.
Oh, so yeah, he put out this video that was pretty personal, and he basically talked about his own journey. He was raised Jehovah's Witness.
Wow.
And basically, yeah, he went into all the details about his journey, like getting out of becoming a Jehovah's Witness, and opened up about some other things. But yeah, I don't know. Have you ever met Chris?
Yeah, Chris and I have we hung out a couple times when he came to visit in LA. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, maybe I should get Chris on the show. If Chris will come on the show and talk about it, that would be a blast.
I know he's a busy guy, but yeah, it's an incredible video. I highly recommend anybody that's fans of anybody in the YouTube space. It's worth a watch.
Okay. Wait, shit. I'll reach out to him. Chris and I, we know each other. I'm trying to get Flickinger on the show. Flickinger wanted to come on the show as well.
Right on.
So if he put down the weights and come on the show, I just got to convince him. I got to catch him in between sets for him to come on the show. But that's on. Sean Barreto wants to come on the show. Speaking of which, all right, Sean, what do you got?
No, I just wanted to say, hi to everybody while we're still here.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Sean.
How's it going, everybody?
How's it going, everyone?
Well, actually, a long time we'll talk.
Taking a break from his cheesecake to come on.
Let's see if I got it. Okay.
Is that still going to be a thing? Is that really going to be a thing?
Forever.
You got to pick a new pastry.
Write it down because it's going to be forever.
I'm going to insult you with. I just want, because I cut out earlier. My favorite show was when I spent literally half an hour talking with you and then Draco about the Love of the Schmodown.
Oh yeah,
a couple of months ago, and I was like supposed to be on for one question. Half an hour later, we were still just chatting, and it was my 2 favorite Schmodown players of all time and me chatting about the love of movies, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, thank you, dude.
Right.
It was a blast talking with you.
Now you just need to get Matt Nost on now, and I'm happy.
Nost I'll have on for sure. Coming up in the next couple of months for sure. Nost will come on. I've got a producer who doesn't reach out to people, so I've got to figure out what to do about that.
He doesn't write it down and he forgets. Dang. That's the problem.
We haven't had a conversation about doing that, have we?
True. I have to do a better job of delegating. That's the problem. I have to do a better job. Here, I'm gonna move myself into Darren's spot. I have to do a better job of delegating because I sometimes I want to be in control of everything so much. Not because I'm a control freak, but more a matter of like I have a hard time just kind of like like asking people to do things or asking people to help me with things. This is not always the easiest thing for me. So it's like I gotta trust that if I've got producers on shows, that they will be the ones who will line up guests and what have you. That would really take a load off me because I get so caught up in my thing of, will they want to come on? Do they even give a shit about coming on? Am I big enough for them to come on? I get caught up in all of that. So that's when it becomes an issue for me. And I think if I have a producer who's reaching out in the name of the Outlaw Nation, maybe that will help overall to bring people in. Because we still got to get Decker on here too, or Jen. We still got to get Jen Sturger on here as well to hang out. Rocha's Rocha's a micromanager? What? No, I'm not. It's more about outlaws like to do stuff by themselves.
Yeah.
Yes,
Cowboys.
Absolutely.
No, he just doesn't trust people. He needs to learn how to trust.
I handed over the Discord to Andrew and to other people, and Cheryl and all them. They've been great. Yeah, I have to learn.
But I think we need to do like that trust.
Oh,
that trust fall exercise where just like
fall backwards. Well,
I don't have to do it. He has to do it. Fall back. I'll catch you maybe.
Maybe. See, that's the point. See? You know what I'm saying? That's when I want to give him a little credit. He pulls the rug out.
I'm kidding. I would do it. I have a lot of ideas to help you out, John. You just have to listen.
He's from New York. He'll do it like half the time. Us Canadians will do it 100% of the time.
I'll catch you all the time until you get too relaxed, and then I'll drop you just to make sure that you realize that you can get dropped. That's how we do it.
You can feel it, yeah.
Yeah. So don't take things for granted. That's what we're doing.
I won't. Well, we got over 280 of you all watching. It's almost 300 of you all watching. Thank you so much for coming in to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the Outlaw Nation channel. Well, we've only got 154 likes, so please get us over 200 likes. Get us to 250 likes as quickly as we can. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button, hit that thumbs up button. Give us some love. Keep sending in your Streamlabs and Super Chats throughout the show. We'll be answering them. I can't believe we're already an hour and 15 minutes into the show. Incredible how quickly time is going by.
We also do wrestling shows, Western shows, Canadian shows.
Yeah. I'm telling you, the Outlaw Nation's going to grow. If people are pitching shows,
watch out,
Andrew.
Watch out for Sean's Cheesecake Nation review show.
If it's not New York cheesecake, there's no point reviewing it. So
I like the idea.
And end of conversation. But John, can I tell you my favorite part of the channel so far?
Geek Buddies tap. They are here. They'll be here in just a couple of minutes. Go ahead, Sean.
I was just gonna say, like, anytime that you have like opened yourself up personally, and let us get to know like the man behind the mask, a sense, or the man underneath the hat, has just been really. I think that's the kind of thing that has separated you from everybody else, in the sense that I think that, especially not only on the shows when you've kind of shared a little bit of like you going through your depression and things like that, but then all the hangouts where we kind of see you, like, for example, like keep. Just kind of relax and be personable, and we kind of get to know you and just also just want to thank you for creating all of this. Like, all these people I've spent hours talking to, probably way longer than I probably should have, as long as with Soul and Cheryl and now Calvin and just so many people that like we've been chatting for hours and hours and hours about Cobra Kai or The Mandalorian or a whole bunch of stuff. So I just want to thank you, John, again for just creating this community. I think it's touched us all in different ways. So I just think that, but a lot of us needed this, especially considering 2020 has just been such a shit show, and it's continuing to 2021, unfortunately. But this was for now. But I just think that, you know, enough can't be said about this community and how you're brought us all together, and then we're all better for it. So I just want to say thank you.
It's very kind of you, Sean, and I appreciate it badly. But you all gave me the opportunity. I am just a talking head talking about all kinds of stuff. And when I started this channel, I didn't know what the reaction was going to be. And having so many people take a chance on the channel and enjoy the channel and then want to be more involved with the Outlaw Nation channel, it's my honor and my gift and my blessing that you all have let me entertain you. You all have been willing to be part of the shows. You all have been willing to be part of the Discord and be part of the Patreon as well. It's honestly just been an honor and inspiration on my end as well. And you guys help me keep going. When I'm not sure, like today all day I was driving around doing errands and I was like, is anyone going to watch? It's a 1-year anniversary. Is anyone going to watch? And we have almost 300 people watching, which means so much. When I don't bring on a guest, sometimes I worry. And you guys always tell me I'm an idiot to worry, and people do show up. And it just means a lot to see how many people are willing to come hang out and hang out with us and bringing you guys in, as I said, an organic thing that has proved to be a really great thing that has paid dividends on so many levels. And I hope to bring more people in who are willing to come on camera and hang out with us and give us their points of views, because I love talking to people, man. I love conversation. I love hearing from so many different people what their thoughts on everything is. So you guys have been great to allow me to do that and to allow yourselves to come on camera to do that with me and in the Discord as well.
So John, I'll tell this to you. I said this to you before. I'll say it to you again.
Yeah.
We are tuning in to watch you more as well as your guests. So if you don't have a guest, we're tuning in to watch you talk about things. So you don't always have to have a guest on for us to tune in. We're tuning in to listen to what you have to say. That's why we're watching. So with or without a guest, we're still going to watch. So stop thinking about, oh no, I don't have a guest, nobody will watch. That's bullshit.
Yeah. Okay. I don't say it quite like that, but yes, I agree. I think very much.
Well, I said it. I'll write it down. I'll write that down.
All right, fair enough. Well, let me thank you guys all for coming in. You guys are you mean so much to me. And please stay on if you can, and I'll bring you back in live later on down the road. I imagine this will go on for another hour and a half if we can, if enough people are sticking around. If not, we'll call it in an hour or so. But I want to bring in the two Geek Buddies who are waiting to come in, and the rest of you, while we talk to the Geek Buddies, please think about your favorite moment, your favorite memory, your favorite guest, your favorite episode of any of the shows we've done here on the Outlaw Nation channel. Would love to talk about them and hear from you all. And maybe you want to think about what you want to see. What is the channel missing? That's another thing too. What content do you want to see on this channel that you haven't seen yet? Or what more content do you want to see on this channel that you think there's not enough of? All of that. Would love to hear you all's points of views as we celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the birth of the channel.
I got a show suggestion for you.
Okay.
The Lady Outlaws cooking show. you and her together.
Yeah.
A barbecue cooking show.
Let me tell you something. Last night we were hanging out and we were going back and forth when we were watching Atlanta. If you had a camera on us watching Atlanta, I think you guys would have had a blast watching that. Just our reactions to everything. I love that woman to pieces. She entertains me to no end, and we have a great time. And she's smart as a whip and tough as nails, don't take no shit. And us doing a cooking show would be brilliant to see her just make fun of me the whole time, because that's what she does whenever I try to cook anything in the kitchen. And she'll always walk in and she'll go, "Oh, you doing that? Huh? You doing that? You think that's gonna work? Okay, all right. You think that's gonna work? All right." And like, for the love, I'm just trying to make some fucking eggs, So it's like it's all of that, and it's brilliant. It works so well. But
John, I like how you carefully navigated birth of the channel instead of birth of the nation. Well done.
Oh yeah.
If you would have said that, we'd have had a problem.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm kidding. Anyway, but I have a challenge for the nation here. If we get to 200 likes, I will donate some more money to John, and if we get to 250 likes, I will donate some more money to John. So.
All right.
Oh wow! Oh, Sean.
Thank you. That's very kind of you, Sean.
So at the nation, it's up to you.
Yeah, please, nation, don't hit a like, hit the like. Money in this thing. We got 284 of y'all watching right now. 200, and there's 166 likes. So let's get to 200 likes. Let's get to 250 likes. Please hit that thumbs up button. Sean will donate more at the 200 likes and donate even more at the 250 likes. Come on. Guys got to pay rent for the love of God. All right.
I'm a man of my word, as the Joker says.
I like it. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for coming in. I'm going to bring the Geek Buddies in. Jay Scotty, give me a question in the private chat, or do you want to drop it now?
Oh, yeah, I'll go ahead and just drop it now if I can. So
Mike and Shannon are listening. Go ahead.
It's so Geek Buddies related, Fantastic Four. Hashtag it Fancastic Four with your fan castings. Fancastic Four. You heard it here first. But two for you to discuss.
Okay.
Will Poulter for Johnny Storm.
Okay.
You know who Will Poulter is, right?
Yeah, I do.
All right. And then Leonardo DiCaprio for Doom.
Ooh, interesting.
He may never do Marvel, but the more I think about it, the more I like it.
I just want him doing that face from Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not going anywhere. They're doing that as Doom. That would be brilliant.
Or how about the tortured performance from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Oh, yeah.
I think
he's so good in that. That's
Andrew
a great
G
point.
loved it. I could see the look in his face. He's loving it.
I like it too, but I don't think it'll ever happen. But I love the idea.
I respect the creativity, but I don't care for the casting at all.
That's the Outlaw Nation North for you. All right.
Polite. That was so polite. I think you do us Canadians proud, Andrew.
I'll be interested to hear Mike and Shannon's thoughts.
And then just say sorry.
Let's bring him in. All right. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, G. Thank you, Jay Scotty. Thank you, Royko. And thank you, Smith. Hey! And hopefully we'll see you guys a little bit later on. I'll drop you out now, and I'll bring in the two Geek Buddies. Thank you. Sean, you're out. Royko, you're out. And Smithy, you're out. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, these two gentlemen have been my friends for quite some time. Friend of years, friend of tears, friend of wine, friend for some time. These two gentlemen, over 20 years, we've been hanging and banging up and down the roads of life, talking about everything from superhero stuff, movie stuff, to politics, to life, to relationships. We've lost some warriors along the way and have consoled each other through so many great times, and also elevated each other through so many great times. And through so many tough times, and elevated each other through so many great times. And it's been my honor that these two gentlemen were willing to start a show with me called the Geek Buddies. It's been so great to talk all the nerd stuff. Even when we can't see each other like COVID times, it's great that we have a standing appointment every week to hang out and talk nerd shit for an hour. And without further ado, let me bring them on now. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a writer, executive producer, showrunner, lyricist, and all-around funny man, and one of the most brilliant dudes I know. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michael Vogel to the show. Hello, Michael.
How much of that wine you been drinking?
I mean, are we here to judge, or are we here
Hey, it's a celebration. I've just been waiting in the waiting room, and I was like, oh, he's so happy. And then you picked up the wine bottle, and I was like, oh, okay, I got it. Congratulations on a year in. It's amazing. I'm very excited.
It's crazy. The year's flown by, and it's been a blast, and you guys have made it fly by so quickly with all our shows that we're doing here on the Geek Buddies, for sure, on the Outlaw Nation channel. And we're not complete without our third. He's an actor, animation writer, funny man. What else can you say about him? What else can you say about him?
He's got a lot of heart, and a little body.
You look up the word moxie, and this is the man's face you see. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shannon McClung, third member of the Geek Buddies. How are you, man?
Oh, goodness. It was, we were in the waiting room, I don't know, for like 5 minutes or so. And the gentlemen before, are those all like the audience, all your audience members?
No, those are mostly my patrons, and also, people who are in the audience as well. We have 284 people watching right now, but they're in the chat as well. Yeah.
Man, that was so okay. This is what one, congratulations on a year, John. That's amazing. And you flash back a year ago, and things were a little uncertain. There was a big culling at a particular organization, and people were unsure of what was going to happen. And to see how you have just taken the bull by the horns like an outlaw does, and just creates this incredible community. I mean, I've always said when we go to Comic-Con and your fans see you, I love the way you are with them. I'm just like, God, John is just, you don't know how people are going to be when they get a fan base. I mean, some people, and it's not necessarily like a bad thing. It's not like some people aren't comfortable with that type of attention. Yeah. And you are just so open-hearted with these people, and I love to watch you interact with your fans. It's just the nicest thing to see.
Thank you. I remember when this started happening, Shannon and I were like, oh, this is really going to go to Johnny's head. There's going to be no living with him now. And that's a fair fear to have. That part is true. But I do really like everything Sean said, and I do like I will say that I think it's lovely, like when you started talking about when you started talking about your personal stuff, everything Sean said, that you've been so open with everybody on your channel, you've been so open with your fans, and just listening to them and Jay Scotty and everybody just talking about this community and how much it means to them and how great you've been, it makes me feel great that we get to be a part of this as well. Like we get to be, like you said, we've known you for 20 years. We get to be in a part of your life that we've gotten to live in for 2 decades. But seeing this other part of your life and getting to be a part of it has been just great and has helped me. I can't speak for Shannon, but has helped me get through this year as well. Like having the show each week and getting to come on and see you and see Shannon and talk about the fun stuff as opposed to all the horrible stuff that's been happening has been great as well. So thank you for letting us be a part of this.
Please, thank you both for taking a chance on it and coming aboard. I know, when I pitched it, you guys were like, definitely, yeah, we'll put the show on the channel, which I really appreciated. But then you guys also were a little hesitant initially to do live stuff, and then we found our way to do it. And I just knew the fans were going to be great to us. And it would expand the brand. And you guys just needed, you guys aren't like, sometimes I forget that people don't naturally just do this and jump on and whatever. They need a little more prep time. And when we got there, it was great to see the reactions, and it's great to see how the comments on all our shows now, there's like a litany of comments that people have because they enjoy how we approach things from 3 different points of views.
Yeah. I mean, when we're doing our live shows, I am guilty of missing out on some of the conversation that we're having because I'm reading the comments.
Yeah.
Some great suggestions come in there. Some of them, I don't know. Maybe I use and pass it off as my own. Who can say? Who can say?
I can't pin it on you.
I was thinking as everybody was talking, though, about memories from the channel. And one of the memories that popped to mind that predates the channel by a significant amount. And I don't know, Shannon, if you remember this too, but I actually remember having breakfast at Kitchen 24 in West Hollywood one day where Johnny looks at us and he goes, so I'm thinking about doing some like podcasting and maybe some YouTube stuff. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
This is a while ago, but it was, you were kind of having a moment, kind of like I had after being an executive for so many years and being like, this isn't exactly what I wanted to do. And you were kind of having one of those moments, and you said, I think, like with the podcasting and having a YouTube channel down the road, maybe if things go well, like I'm thinking of doing this, like what are your thoughts on it? And I just remember without even discussing it, Shannon and I in unison were like 100% this is what you should do. Yeah. I believe what I actually said is you're super opinionated, your personality is way too big, you're kind of an ass sometimes. True. You're what the internet is made for.
The way John is with his fans, I'm like, how come we don't ever get this type of treatment?
Well, that's not true.
You're so kind and nice to them.
Yeah, I mean, as one comes out here and pursues a career, like most of our friends, I would say, that come out here they came out to act.
Yeah.
95% of them don't continue with that because one, it's hard, but also you see, people get out here and be like, oh, I didn't love this as much as I thought I did, but boy, I like this other facet of the industry. Yeah. And John is a terrific actor. I mean, John is a great voiceover actor. I mean, if you haven't seen him in Transformers, I mean, he's dynamite. But John when he first started doing the online shows and the podcast, it was just, man, that was a duck to water. Like he just knew exactly what to do. I mean, I would say for me personally, as we started, I was a little, I don't know if I'd call it gun shy, but I'm kind of like, I like to get the lay of the land before I jump in. Vogel has no issue. He'll jump in wherever.
He's confident like that. I appreciate that. Yeah.
But John was the same way. It's just like, oh, you want to know what I think about something? I'm going to tell you what you're asking, and I'm going to give you even more, even if you didn't ask it.
I mean, after the fifth or sixth argument that I had with John Rocha about movies, I knew.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. I mean, listen, you guys don't know this. Yeah, I mean, as I said, we have the Geek Buddies is born out of a genuine friendship between the three of us that has been something we just fell into as we became friends. You know, you never know who's going to be your friend, who's going to be the lifelong friend, and who the people that you respect, you know, and that whose opinions you actually kind of give weight to. And when we were kicking around the idea of starting the Geek Buddies, it took us a while to get there because we were like, well, when should we start? And we were like, yeah, we should definitely do it. And then it just took us to finally say, like, look, I think Infinity War is coming out. We should totally start after Infinity War. That way we've got so much to talk about and we can start there. And I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if we were going to get a lot of downloads, if we were going to listen, but I was hoping my fan base would take a chance on another show. And, you know, because they took a chance on Top 10, they took a chance on the Cinephiles, and they've been pleasantly, they've enjoyed it. And so the Geek Buddies, I just knew the Geek Buddies were going to work. And I know a couple of people that are going to remain nameless who said to me, you know, I don't think it's you're not getting that many. I don't think it's something nobody knows these guys. I'm like, just wait. Just you fucking wait. It takes time sometimes to build a show. And now we're at this point now where I feel like we've really built a fan base that understands where we're coming from. They're coming in larger numbers, and they're willing to watch us talk about all kinds of things. And when we do our live shows, they're willing to come in and ask the questions because there's so much knowledge between the three of us that they feel they're in good hands. You know, I mean, I feel like our show has really gone to the next level over the last couple of months. Like really just the kind of pinpoint accuracy that we're having these discussions about has meant a lot.
And I think I was one of the voices early on when we were discussing it, where I was kind of like, look, I am super down to talk movies with you guys, but I can go to YouTube and there's like 90,000 videos of two or three dudes talking about what they think about movies. What are we going to do that makes it different, aside from our charming personalities? And actually, the thing that we landed on that I get happy every time I go to our comments on Twitter or YouTube or anywhere, the thing that makes me the happiest is when people say they love that there is a place where people are arguing, debating, have very vastly different opinions about things, but still get along and it's not toxic. And I think that when we discussed it, that was the first thing. We're like, look, we've been friends for 20 years, so we want it to feel like you're just hanging out with your buddies, talking about movies, and we want to have a place where we don't get into the toxicity, that like we will disagree. You guys will tell me I'm an idiot for loving Last Jedi. I will tell you you're an idiot for loving Zack Snyder. We'll do it all day long, but it's all fun. We have a good time. And we all know that I'm usually mostly right, but we don't say that on the show. We just say that to ourselves.
What?
After, maybe I'm the only one who says that part to myself, but in general, we all get along really well. That's the point.
Truth.
I'm trying to remember, John. Are the costume designers mainly female? I'm trying to.
I said most of the time.
It's weird. I'm blanking right now. Let me just go.
Sure if I remember those.
Let me just go to the history. But
let's pull up the tape.
But something that's, and John is very gracious in saying the three of us kicked this idea around. This was John's idea. I mean, and I cannot overstate that enough to all of our fans and specifically all of his fans, because John is the one that made this happen. I mean, when the pandemic started as well, there was that moment of I don't know how are we going to do this. The three of us trust each other, but at the same time, maybe we should be a good example and kind of space it out. But it's like we don't know how this is going to work recording, and especially Vogel and I, because this isn't what we do. I mean, Vogel is a writer. I'm a writer and an actor. So this is John's medium.
We don't understand the buttons on the machines.
we know the buttons that have the letters on them, but that's it.
Yeah, go ahead, Shane.
No, I just want to say, just like John gets the lion's share of the credit here because John is the one who made this happen.
But it's okay. I may have been the driving force to make it happen, but like the two of you agreed to do it and take a chance on it. You know, you didn't have to, and you did because it's a time commitment to, you know, read up on the articles, figure out the rundown, and then set aside time to record it. You know, and so that's also on you guys, and I appreciate you guys being willing to take a chance on it. And I'm just glad we did it because, to be honest with you, it's one of my, if not my favorite, certainly one of my top 2 favorite shows to do because I know I'm in good hands and it's fun ball busting stuff that we get into. And the fans enjoy the fact that we have our little shots at each other because that makes it feel even more so like they're hanging out with their buddies in a basement, which has always been the point of the channel. The channel is not to be, let me tell you how to feel. The channel is, here's my opinion. What do you think? And I like that. And the show conveys that as well.
Yes, when we disagree, there's never any hurt feelings afterwards. No, like you see, especially like on social media, it's very easy for tone to get lost in text.
Yeah, and
it escalates from I think you're wrong about this movie to you're the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, and I hope you die. and that could be something that we would say, but it would definitely be done jokingly.
Well, and I think it's great. I will say, I think this is true.
Yeah,
I would say that in real life, about things that aren't geek related, I think John Rocha is one of the people that I've had the worst fights with in the past 20 years of my life. True. And I think in 20 years, I have yet to have a fight with Shannon McClung. So you guys are the 2 extremes, and I'm glad that we can all come together on this show.
I can't say the same thing. I can't say I've never had a fight with Shannon McClung, but there was a disagreement way back when. But we've moved past it, and that's life. That's what you do in life. But no, not a guy that I've ever had a cross word with, Shannon McClung, for sure. I don't know if Shannon's ever actually, I don't know if I've ever seen him literally fight with anybody. I don't know if he has that gear within him. I've seen him rev up with the small fists, but I've never seen him actually fight anybody, for sure.
Are you talking fisticuffs?
No, I was just joking around, but like verbally, yeah.
By the way, I'm looking at the comments. I did not fight Rocha naked in Mexico, but I did deal with Rocha in Mexico once. Just saying.
Fair enough.
That was one of the stories that's going to get us to Geek Buddies After Dark.
just 2.5 hours more after 10 p.m. The hat comes off and the blue light turns on.
By the way, and most fights with Rocha don't involve alcohol because once he's had a couple drinks, he just turns into a giant teddy bear that doesn't have good balance and knocks things over, but he doesn't really get angry.
No, it's true. It's very true.
He does. He does point with his finger. He does the Harrison Ford, but his aim isn't very good, and his balance is worse.
She was my wife. If you guys have any questions for the Geek Buddies, we can do an impromptu Q&A and then let these 2 gentlemen go because I know they've got busy nights. Please send in your Streamlabs or Super Chats. We have one, Chris Taylor. He said, car ride to Comic-Con seemed like the pilot for the Geek Buddies. Yeah?
Yeah.
That was probably the first time where because like I said, before we even solidified Geek Buddies or anything, you were already becoming a personality. The Outlaw already existed, and I think that was the first time you were like, hey, can we record our trip down and talk about stuff? Right. And that was the first thing that we did. So it really kind of was the pilot, and those are still great. I mean, it's one of my favorite car rides, period.
It's
every year.
It's always a great car ride. If we are able to do that again, we need to look into getting Vogel a wireless or a mic or a headset mic.
Look,
because
y'all are still alive. It's fine.
The mashing down of the brake pedal that Vogel has done on a freeway.
Yeah.
I've lost years of my life.
I blame Kalinowski because usually it's like this. Usually Kalinowski says something in the back seat that I think is the most incorrect opinion that exists. And then I go, what? And then I kind of glance out of the corner of my eye and see that there's traffic, and then I have to slam the brakes. So really, it's Kalinowski's fault.
And then he always does this. Let me ask you something. He'll always climb to the middle of the chair, middle of the car. Let me ask you something. While Michael is driving, and ask him a question, and we're all deathly afraid of where that's going to go. Because most of the time, Cal's just sitting back, having the conversation with the mic, but then occasionally, let me ask you something, champ. And then it becomes a concern for our lives at that point.
Yep.
Yeah. I think, Chris, you're absolutely right. I think those were the unknown pilot episodes for the Geek Buddies for sure. Payne Acadian says, just recently found the Geek Buddies and happy I did. Y'all have something special going on here. Can't wait for 2021 commentary / opinions. Yeah, we should say this. We do have WandaVision. We will now be doing WandaVision reviews every Friday for WandaVision coming out. We have booked a special fourth guest to be our guest. It's someone who's never done stuff with the Geek Buddies before. So I'm going to touch base with her tomorrow to solidify the fact that she's fully on board, and we will be recording them, I think, on Saturdays or Friday afternoons, and then dropping them either that night or on Saturday afternoon for people to watch and listen. So, yeah, I've really enjoyed our Mandalorian reviews, man. I think that was really kind of changed the Geek Buddies and brought more people in.
Yeah, well, I think it's a blast because the structure of the Geek Buddies, which I love, is kind of like lightly touching on kind of the news of the week and then having like a little bit more of an in-depth conversation about whatever our main topic is. But with the reviews, we're really like deep diving in. I mean, it's like, all right, let's go. Let's get super nerdy about stuff. Yeah. And it was great with The Mandalorian. And as we've said a lot on the show, like with WandaVision kicking off, we're getting to the point now where we'll just go from WandaVision to Falcon and Winter Soldier, and it's going to take us all the way to getting to finally like Mandalorian Season 3, Book of Boba, Ahsoka. Like I kind of feel like it's like there's Geek Buddies and Geek Buddies reviews, and we're going to be pretty constantly busy. So it's good that we actually like talking to each other because we're going to be doing a lot more of it in 2021.
Shannon, thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, agreed. But also, I was not there for half of the Mandalorian review this year because of my dad passing away. And, I absolutely listened to, I didn't watch them all, but I did listen to them all on my walks around the neighborhood. And yeah, I mean, Laura was awesome to step in, and and like I had never met her. So when we did get to do the finale, all four of us, that was a blast. I mean, she's wonderful. And those reviews, because my parents did not have Disney Plus, and all my dad's passwords were messed up. So I'm literally watching The Mandalorian at 5 a.m. in Orlando in the guest room. And so getting to listen to those reviews with you guys and Laura, I mean, that was a bright spot of my day in a very dark time. So, it was awesome.
Well, I mean, and the community really showed up for you, Shan. I mean, you got a lot of comments during those episodes when you finally let us reveal why you hadn't been on those episodes, and it was incredible to see so much love from the fan base for what you were going through. It was great to see.
That was very touching. Very, very touching.
Yeah. Y'all are a good group. Y'all are a good crew of people. Yeah, I am glad that we get to hang out every week.
Soshai wants to know, has Shannon seen the indie game teaser trailer?
I saw it this morning. I have watched it at least 8 or 9 more times. Part of that came from Mr. Vogel's tweet. But yeah, man, like that's Indiana Jones does not have like the best history with video games. And Uncharted is essentially modern day Indiana Jones. So looking at how much I loved playing Uncharted with how much I love Indiana Jones, and it's all going to come down. Like, I don't know what gameplay stuff they're going to add other than the fact that he's got a whip. Like, I almost wouldn't want them to deviate from the Uncharted formula because that formula is so good, but it's going to come down to the story because great part about Uncharted is the voice acting. Nolan North is so awesome that you want, like, I highly doubt Harrison Ford's going to do it. Miracles happen. But I just hope they find a great sound alike and we have an awesome story with Dr. Henry Jones Jr.
I'm just really worried about your motion sickness.
Okay. So I got Star Wars Squadrons for Christmas. My sister got it for me.
Nice.
And
PS4 or PS5?
PS4. I don't have the PS5 yet.
Oh, that's a shame.
Stop big time. Stop big time in me. But okay. Look,
right
is this?
Look how beautiful it is. It's just
oh boy,
waiting to be played.
You're really showing me up with that sliver of your PS5, right?
You know what?
But Star Wars Squadron, I am working on it because I'm probably on like 3 or 4 levels into the story. But there are moments when I'm in the cockpit of the X-wing that I'm like, ooh, might have to turn it off. Okay, I think I'm okay.
Really? Wow, it gets that.
Oh
bad.
yeah. It's worse. It's worse in that type of game, like the sort of the first person. Like if I got the guy, which was such a bummer because with the Jedi, the Fallen Order.
I got that one. I'm going to play that one at some point here in the next.
Fallen Order is great.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I want to play it.
What little I played, it was a blast. I just felt sick for an hour afterwards. But once I finish Star Wars Squadrons, maybe I'll give that a try again.
All right. Yeah. Alex Damon, who does Star Wars Explained, he's the one I texted him when the Black Friday sales were happening. And I said, both of these games are on sale. Should I go Squadron or Fallen Order? He goes, Fallen Order has the better story. Squadron is the fun game to play and shoot things and blah, blah, blah. But Fallen Order has the better story. Yeah. I'm like, all right, I'll go Fallen Order then and see what that's all about. And I can't wait to put that on. But I probably will eventually find my way back to Squadron and have a little fun. Because it's always great to turn your brain off and have a game where you just shoot and shit. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, go to the easiest level. I got cocky and didn't. Wasn't worth it. Wasn't worth it.
Not to get cocky, kid. Let's see. All right, so let me get through these real quick, and I'll let you gentlemen go. Please, thank you for taking the time, and keep sending in. If you got something, we'll let these gentlemen go in about 10 minutes. Social 1999 says it's been great to finally put a face to Steve Morris on the show. The Cinephiles is truly a masterful piece of work, man. It makes me laugh, cry, everything the great movie does to you. Regarding new content, how about a travel foreign film review show? What does that mean? Talk to me about.
Oh my God. Here's what it means. It means you and Steve Morris at a resort in Thailand wearing like some nice kind of like robes and having like some fancy drinks. And like Steve can be like, hello, we're coming to you from Thailand. That's what it is. I 100% would watch.
Maybe we'll do a green screen while we're in Thailand on the green screen.
No green screens. You're going.
Think The Hangover, but Bradley Cooper and Ed Helms are much older.
Well, and actually, for a lot of people that don't know, the reason that you and Steve know each other to do the Cinephiles is that when we moved out to LA 20 years ago, Mike Ross, who's done some episodes of Cinephiles, was in an acting class and said, let's go bowling with this buddy of mine and all of his friends. And we met Steve Morris bowling with all of our friends, and we've all been friends ever since. And here we are. We're just going to give you all the podcast shows.
Yeah, it's been a gift for sure. And Steve is great. We just finished recording the first part of The Godfather. Finally, after 5 years or 4 years of doing the show, we've tackled The Godfather. We got 45 minutes into the movie, and we were at the 2-hour mark of the show. So it's like this is going to be a 3-parter For sure. And Godfather 2 might be a 4-parter because it's 3 hours and 22 minutes. So it's insane. Let's see here. Chris Taylor says a favorite episode of mine is the one with Jay Washington. Here is an idea, maybe a podcast just covering AEW. He's talking about wrestling. That might be possible. Jay and I doing that. It could be a lot of fun with Aaron Turner. Maybe as a separate show. We'll see. Lord knows I have all the time in the world, right? Jesus Christ. Optimike Primus says, John is the gravity that has pulled in all the bits and pieces of the universe together to coalesce to this strong group. Friendships have been created. Moments have been had. Memories have been made. You are a special individual. The world is better because of you.
John Rocha is John Rocha's Unicron.
Doesn't he die? I don't know if he does. That's very kind, Optimike. Thank you very much. And it's my honor. Once again, it's you guys letting this happen. It isn't just me putting it. It's you guys being willing to take a part of it. It means a lot to me, please. And you're very kind. Thank you. Chris Taylor says, car ride to Comic-Con. I already said that. Then Kane Acadian. Tim Tix says, you all, the Geek Buddies, have amazing chemistry. What show or movie are each of you most excited for in 2021? Pressure, motherfuckers.
I'm gonna jump in because Mike always takes my answers. I'm gonna go with the Eternals, mainly because we just have no idea what it is going to be.
Right.
So that's the one I'm very, very excited about.
Okay, the Eternals. What do you say, Mike?
I mean, my cop-out answer is I'm just so excited that we're getting best. Somebody had a tweet today. It was the last shot of Far From Home with Peter, with Spidey like kind of holding his head, like what the fuck is going on? And they were like, we're about to. This is the week that we get back to the Marvel Universe after that, and that feels so long ago that I'm thrilled to just get back to that. I'll say the two movies that I'm most excited about right now are actually Dune and In the Heights.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think that I love In the Heights as a musical. I think it's just like that was where I first discovered Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah.
And I just think that first trailer came out feels like 30 years ago. But like I love a good movie musical that really goes for it with the cinematography, and that trailer blew me away. So I'd say that, and then Dune just because it looks like they really got it right. It's an amazing cast.
Yeah.
Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah,
Villeneuve. Yeah, I think it's the first time I've said his name right ever. You were here for it. I've loved every movie he's done, and I think it's great. So those two I'm really excited about.
Okay. I felt mine is a bit of a cheat because it is a tie, but also two movies that are supposed to come out in 2020. So I don't know. It feels weird to say that, but I have to say No Time to Die, the James Bond film, as a final bow from Daniel Craig, and Top Gun Maverick. I mean, that's me going back to being 16 years old or 15 years old. And so catching up with all those characters again would mean so much. Kind of like watching Cobra Kai season 3. It was great to go back to the 80s and yet be in 2020 and see these guys, coming out of the 80s and touching base with all of them now. And of course, who shows up at the end. I'm not going to spoil it if people haven't seen it. The actor that shows up at the end for the last two episodes it's great. And so
you just remember seeing Top Gun as a kid, and that volleyball scene happened, and they were all shirtless.
You know what?
And they were playing volleyball.
Not a gay scene.
And you didn't know why, but you really liked that scene so much.
Yeah, because I like competition. Yeah.
Couldn't put your finger on it.
Hello. We're getting very okay.
We're working blue. It's only 8 p.m. in the PT. We're working blue. Let's see what else we got here. Shannon seen the indie game trailer. We asked that already. Sean Barreto donated more money. Thank you, Sean. He said, "I'm a man of my word. We got to 200 nights. Let's get the nation to 250 likes, and I'll donate more money." Yeah, please, ladies and gentlemen, please get me to 250 likes. We're at 200
awesome, Sean.
9 likes right now. So 41 more of you. If you guys could hit that thumbs up button, give it a like. We got 322 you're watching right now. Thank you so much. We really would appreciate it. Let's see here. What else we got here? Philippe Hunt says, are you going to start an English Premier League show? I would like to, Philippe, but I'd have to find the right co-host who already has a bit of a following and credibility in that world so that we could start that and see if that would work. I would love to do one on a Sunday afternoon for an hour talking about the weekend's games and previewing the Monday game. I'd be down for that. You just would have to find the right co-host with the right amount of following, so I wouldn't have to once again be pushing another show up the hill. I'd rather have a show now at this point that is a little bit halfway up the hill at least, so to help me get there quicker. But yes, it's in the idea for sure. Josh Mabry says, "What's the origins of the Geek Buddies? Like, how did you all meet each other?" Oh, all right.
Wait a minute. Shannon and I did a really, really shitty one-act play at Florida State when we were freshmen.
Okay.
and we really didn't like it, and the director got on our nerves. And so we would dip out on rehearsal sometimes and just go see movies. I remember that's when we saw Daylight in movie theater.
The Stallone one?
With Stallone. Yeah. Well, it was okay. So I know we will try to truncate this as much as we can. But yeah, that is where Mike and I bonded, because that was second semester. That was spring semester. So yeah, the play was not great. And then one day, all of the cast was supposed to come in and help with the set because it was a student production, and Mike and I didn't.
I was going to leave that part out because it makes us sound shitty.
No, it's funny. It's funny. It was a long time ago. And then, but that's where we bonded. If we hadn't been shitty, we wouldn't have bonded. Yeah. And then when we actually did the show, on the program in the back, it had the special thanks, and everyone in the cast was listed except me and Vogel.
Eddie.
So then Shannon was supposed to be one of my roommates my sophomore year of college, but he got hired to play John Connor at the T2 show in Orlando. So he stayed in Orlando, but we remained friends. And then my sophomore year of college, John started in the theater school at Florida State, but we were not really friends. I had my group of friends, and he had his group of friends, and we were all theater majors, so we sort of would see each other in the halls, but we really we weren't close or anything. And then, and John, you can tell this part of the story. John and I both signed up to go to London for the fall of our junior semester, and for reasons that to this day I don't know, he walked right up to me and was like, "Hey, you're going to London. Do you want to be my flatmate?" Because you had to write down who you would prefer to live with, and they tried to place people. Yeah. And I said, sure. And my friends who thought that I would be rooming with them were like, wait, why are you rooming with him? I thought you were rooming with me. I'm like, he asked me first. I said, okay. And I did this stubborn Mike Vogel thing where I was like, well, now I've decided we're going to be friends. And then we were in summer school together, became friends, and then we were roommates in London. And then I don't remember when you two finally collided, but
it was Halloween 1999, because you guys came down for Halloween Horror Nights where I was playing Austin Powers in Bill and Ted. And that I had heard about John through my sporadic telephone conversations with Vogel, so I finally got to meet the legend. And
ditto.
And John was like, hey, nice to meet you. Hey, who's that girl playing Buffy the Vampire Slayer over there? And then that is where we met. And then I came out to LA a couple of times before I left for Japan in 2003. And John and I got to hang out a little bit. And Mike Vogel had a friend that he and John didn't like each other.
Who was that?
I don't want to say it just in case. Vogel knows who I'm talking about.
Who is he talking about, Vogel?
Do I?
Can you give us initials?
AC. Oh, Siri just turned on.
I don't know.
I know who that is. Yeah, we're not friends anymore. That's fine.
Okay. All right. I don't remember this right now. I don't.
Rocha won out that round.
No. And that was at Florida or in LA?
That was in LA.
Okay.
AC
or IC?
AC. I'll tell you later.
All right.
But that's the origins. It's AC Slater. It was AC Slater.
Mario Lopez.
Only one Latino. There's only one Latino.
But that's the origins of Shannon and I met, and the reason that we stayed friends even when he was in Orlando and I was at Florida State, and then when he was in Japan at the Universal there. Yeah. The reason that we remained friends is we would get on the phone and we would talk about the movies that had come out. Yeah. We would talk about, what do you think of this? What do you think of that movie? Are you watching this? So we would talk about that. And John and I, that's how we living in London, I would go to the Forbidden Planet that was a block away and buy comic books, and then he would steal my comic books and take them to the bathroom and read them, and I would say, don't take my comic books to the bathroom, and we would argue about it, and that's how that started.
Yeah, well, you need reading material in the bathroom, and if you don't have any magazines, comic books will do. Comic books will do just fine. And you got to bring a stack of them because I go in there for a little bit, no lie. Sure, you can, but everything that you just said. But also, Shannon came to visit LA, and I remember him sleeping on that air mattress with a certain somebody. We won't mention that guy's name either. And I remember that. Well, but I knew immediately, like I knew just from having I could just sense from Shannon that this was a good energy. Do you know what I'm saying? And so I think we became fast friends when we finally got around each other more. Yes. And so that was just a given. And with Michael, there are moments in my life where I'm like, this is the right decision, go do it. And where other people might hesitate, and certainly I've hesitated in moments, I will go forward. And I knew in that moment, I was like, this is a good guy. I'm nervous about going to London. I'll ask him. And if he is, I've heard nothing but good things. I know he's got a good energy. So if he says yes, then maybe this is a way for me to kind of feel more comfortable about the situation. Because I wasn't the most, how can I say this? I wasn't the most personable or well-liked person at the time when my first year in college, because I'd come out of the service and I was a little more judgmental and rigid. I mean, I'm always judgmental, but I was a little more judgmental and rigid and suspicious of people than I eventually ended up becoming. Michael's one of those people that kind of softened me a little bit to give people a little more space in the world. And of course, what we find out later, the reason I was that way is because there was a lot of deep-seated shit that I was negotiating that I really wouldn't finish negotiating until 2016. So there's a lot of stuff that I had to unravel for a number of years, but having friends like these two gentlemen helps you. It's a blessing to have because it helps you unravel them, because they're willing to stand by you even when maybe you don't say or do the right thing. They're willing to stand by you because they know that there's a potential here for a better ending. And so I've always been very grateful to these two gentlemen for being my friends through everything,
Oh, you have and always will be my friends.
All right. Let's let you guys go. Shall I let you guys get?
You go. Yeah, you go do your thing. Congratulations again, everybody. Thanks for being fans of the Outlaw. Thanks for being fans of the Geek Buddies. What do you say? You guys want to get together tomorrow and talk about some shit? Maybe post it on the page. We'll do it.
Hey! Oh, yeah. Fantastic. What? Fantastic Four.
Sorry. Yes.
I just want to say Matthew Reese for Dr. Doom.
Ooh.
And all I will say is, because I was watching it the other day, and I know I'm not the first person to say it because I've seen it, but I was rewatching The Good Place, and I would not be mad about William Jackson Harper and Kristen Bell as Sue and Reed. Okay. Chidi and Ellen as Reed and Sue. I would not hate it.
I know everyone wanted Richard Madden for Bond. Wouldn't Richard Madden as Doom be interesting? I kind of like the idea.
He's in Eternals.
He's in Eternals? God damn it.
Yeah, see, another thing you didn't know about it. We don't know when this movie's going to be.
I don't know when this movie's coming out, for the love of God. All right, fine. I don't know. I like Krasinski and I like Emily Blunt. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I like them. It's just, I can't get past
That's my number one casting. Yeah. So like the Chidi and Ellen is sort of like my follow-up to being like, I wouldn't hate that either. Yeah. But yeah, I'm with you on the Krasinski Blunt thing.
Yeah. All right. We'll see. There you go, John. Jay Scotty, you got your answers. And thank you so much to Michael Vogel and to Shannon McClung, my two friends and my two fellow Geek Buddies, for stopping in here for the 1-year anniversary celebration of the Outlaw Nation channel. We are recording a new episode of the Geek Buddies tomorrow, talk about all kinds of things. So get ready for that in the afternoon and enjoy that one from us. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much. Much love to both of you. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, you will.
Bye.
Bye. All right, there you go. Thanks so much to the Geek Buddies for stopping by here and hanging out with me on the Outlaw Nation channel. They are incredible. We got 342 of you watching us live. Holy crapola. Thank you so much. We've only got 217 likes, so please hit that like button. If we get over 250 likes, Sean Barreto has said he will donate more to the show, to the Outlaw Nation feed tonight. If you haven't sent in your Streamlabs or Super Chat, send them in now. I'm going to answer them and bring on some people live as well to talk and to hang out with us and talk about their favorite memories or their favorite moments over the last 12 months of this channel being around. We started so many, we talked about so many different things. The Outlaw Nation live streams. Remember the old logo of the Outlaw Nation? Try to do some trailer. We did one trailer reaction, did a couple of reviews as well as we're starting out. But it was the live shows that really kind of started to become my thing, started to feel like the thing that I really wanted to do. And so all those shows pretty much, for the most part, are live shows. Geek Buddies and Jedi Way are the two shows I do that have only the occasional live show per month, but usually those are pre-produced. But everything else is live. Mornings with the Outlaw is live. The Outlaw Nation show, Impolite Truths. So many of the shows just seem to find a new life because the fan base responds and gravitates to the shows, and they have great conversations in the chat, which is essential for the show as well, for sure. All right, let's see here what we got. We got some more Streamlabs super chats that have come through. Sean Barreto says, I'm a man of my word. Let's go, Nation. 250 likes. Thank you, Sean. Cam Chapman says, congrats, John. Awesome effort. All the best for a great 2021. Cheers. Thank you, Cam. Much love to you, my man. Whew, I've got a few drinks in me, a few cups of this wine, so I'm good to go. Aisha Kenya says, hey, Rocha, you're offered your own show on any streaming service with an endless budget. Which streaming service do you pick and what type of show? I'll be honest with you. I think you're looking at it. I think I would love to do like what Joe Rogan has, a 3-hour show where we cover everything in the world that's going on. That is, pop culture, the movies that are coming out, the TV shows that are coming out, sports stories that come up, wrestling stuff that comes up, UFC stuff that comes up, politics. Basically that. And I think I'd love to do it on Netflix. I think Netflix would be a great place to do it. I saw their Netflix after show. I should have been hosting that. And I respect the fact that they've got people there, but like, I would love to get a shot at doing something like that. I don't mean should have, I guess, in a way that like is being judgmental, more like I would love to host that. And that would be a blast to do something like that. So a 3-hour Netflix show every Friday night from 7 to 10 p.m. where we go over the previous week's big stories, and I bring in people live like you all, and I bring in guests to come in live and talk with me for like 10, 15, 20 minutes about that particular topic. I think that would be incredible. That's ultimately what I'd like to do. There have been talks for quite some time that the Outlaw Nation show could be a nightly show rather, from 7 to 10 p.m. every night or 7 to 9 p.m. every night. I've kicked that idea around, but I also do other shows at night. So it would mean kind of moving those shows to different slots. So I have kicked that idea around. I don't know if people would watch or stay tuned to it every night, but I've considered it because I would love to turn it into kind of a radio show or a podcast show, a live podcast show for people to come in and have their opinions about what we're talking about. And then, give time for the entire day to go and happen so that you get all the news finished and the reaction to the news finished before you talk about it later that night. So those are things that I've considered for sure. But it's a great question. Thank you, Aisha. I appreciate it. Adam Williams says, congratulations and thank you for all the great content you continue to bring. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate it. I was curious if you will have any merch coming for the Outlaw Nation, the Geek Buddies, the Jedi Way, or Game Time in 2021. Yes, definitely. I've reached out to T Public, but I've also talked to a patron friend of mine whose friend runs a t-shirt company and does all kinds of merch. And so we've got to set up a time for us to talk. And I imagine it'll be this weekend. We'll sit down on the phone and have a conversation about what I want to have happen, what the logos are that I want to use. And for sure, do t-shirts, do iPhone covers, do pillows, do whatever there is. I want to start focusing on that. I get caught up in this. Like, I get caught up in my own shit about, do people really want to purchase anything that I've done? It's that kind of thing. And I guess I just got to get past it, because I see other people putting out merchandise all the time. I see CPOV, certain point of view. They're so like just putting stuff out, and if people buy it and they don't get caught up in the whether people will buy it or won't buy it, I respect that. And I need to do a little less thinking and a little more doing when it comes to things like that. So definitely there are plans in motion to make that happen, Adam. And another thing, and I will say this because there's over 300 of you watching live, I am looking for a website designer. I want to create the outlawnation.com. There is an outlawnation.com. I want the outlawnation.com, and I want to make it an entertainment site. I think that's the next step here in building out this outlet, is having a website and then hiring writers. Of course, I can't pay them, but writers who want to, cut their teeth or make their bones learning how to write consistently for a website, doing their columns, reporting on the news, things of that nature. Maybe I'll get an intrepid young Jeff Snyder type who wants to kind of hunt down stories. And then, of course, I'll put my written reviews on there, as well as I'm trying to get certified by Rotten Tomatoes as a critic. That's my goal this year, to be certified by Rotten Tomatoes as a Rotten Tomatoes critic. So all of that in motion for sure as we expand the Outlaw Nation in 2021. You guys know me. I'm not a guy who likes to sit on his laurels and just kind of be okay with what he's got. I'm constantly hunting and looking for the next thing to do, the next way to expand the brand. And certainly that's another step in that direction. Ben Rayner donated. He said, hey, Rocha, let me see if I can find the super chat here, Ben. I don't think it's bombing. Yeah, I said, hey, Rocha, it's been a hell of a year. You've done great. Here's a random question. Have you seen Bandits with Bruce Willis and Billy Bob Thornton? I have. What does he say when he gets woken up, like squirrels and ducks? Squirrels and ducks, when he gets woken up from that stupor or that sleep that he's gotten. Kate Blanchett, don't forget Kate Blanchett, who's an essential part of Bandits. She's fantastic in that film. She's sexy as hell in that film. And I like the movie. It's a movie that nobody seems to talk about, yet it's a damn good movie. One of those like solid movies that came and went, and no one seems to refer to it. But it is damn good movie. And, Bruce Willis is great when he cares, ladies and gentlemen. He is damn good when he cares. And that's Billy Bob kind of post Sling Blade, establishing himself more and more as an entity and actor. All right, Optimike Primus, what has been your favorite moment so far since you have started your own channel, Discord, and everything? Geek Buddies were fantastic. If anyone needs a community, make sure to get on the Patreon and join the community. It really is a great place. Love. Absolutely. Yeah. If you guys haven't joined the Patreon yet, there's over 300 of you all in here. If you haven't joined the Patreon, I don't know what to tell you. You got to join. We have such a great time hanging out on Wednesdays and Fridays. When the schedule allows, we usually do that Wednesdays and Fridays. Every once in a while, the schedule gets a bit wonky and we don't get a chance to do the Friday one, but certainly Wednesdays and Fridays. Wednesday's the Discord one for the $5 and above. You come in there, we just have fun discussions about everything. Sometimes discussion starts before I even get in there, which is great. And then Friday is the Zoom channel, so we're all on camera. That's for the $10 and above patrons. We're all on camera talking about all kinds of things, movies, life, politics, anything that is of interest. We open the door and have a fun conversation. And it's never toxic. It's always a good community to have conversations, and everyone's very receptive to each other's points of view. So if you haven't joined the Patreon, I can't encourage you enough. I know some of you are joining other Patreons, but I'm telling you, the Outlaw Nation Patreon, there's no toxicity. It's a fun, and I've heard there is toxicity in other ones. So I'm telling you, this is a great, fun community to be a part of. Everyone is really intelligent, knowledgeable, and fun to talk to. And I would encourage you to take a chance. Try it for a month. $5, try it for a month. $10, try it for a month and see if you like it. And if you like it, stick around. And those Outlaw Nation Patreon shows are coming back. The Criterion Corner. There should be a Criterion Corner being recorded for this week. I'm going to look at Sword of Doom, and then we'll be doing OK Corral, the debate show, the Outlaw Nation, or the Outlaw Rides Again, which is me revisiting an old Schmodown match with a fan. And then that is one of my matches, or one of the matches they want to revisit. And we do that. And then the other show, which is Ask the Outlaw, the mailbag show, in essence, that I used to do at Collider. It's a little different in my the way I do it, but certainly that's something that they're all coming. So what those shows will drop on Fridays for the patrons, and then they'll be available on Tuesdays for everybody else. So if you're a patron, you'll get it ahead of time for sure. And maybe my patrons, my moderators will tell me which ones I should just drop for patrons and which ones I should release for everybody. I imagine Ask the Outlaw will certainly be released for everybody, but maybe the other ones will stay just Patreon only. We shall see. And that'll encourage you all to sign up. My favorite moment since I started the channel, that's very difficult to say. There have been so many great moments in the history of the channel. Yeah, it's tough. I don't know if I can say I've had such a great time with like Kalinowski, with Christian Harloff, with Rachel Cushing on the Outlaw Nation show. I think there was some great stuff bringing people in. Really enjoyed Matt actually coming in for Mornings with the Outlaw a few weeks ago. That was a lot of fun as well. I've had some really interesting moments with Video Drew on the channel for sure. She's an awesome, awesome person. I think PJ and I having that moment on the New Year's Eve show where we talked about our friendship and how it has progressed over the years and the things that he's been through and I've been through, and how much respect and love we have for each other as friends, and how our relationship has changed. That's certainly something that I think is one of my favorite moments for sure. I think there have been probably 100 great moments with the fans coming in and asking their questions. Calvin has certainly had his share of favorite moments on the channel for sure. So there's a lot, Mike. I don't think I can choose one, that's for sure, but there have been a number of them, and I'm honored to be a part of them. All right, let's bring in some new people in live here into the channel to have some fun conversations. Soul, let's let your soul glow from Miami. What's up, Soul? How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. It's late here. It's past 11 o'clock at night, but I'm here for you, and I'm here to watch and celebrate. Felicidades, hermano.
Nice.
So congratulations on 1 year. Goes a hard year, but a great year.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. A hard year, but a great year for sure. Let's bring on Tushka as well. What's up, Tushka? How are you, man?
Hey, doing good. Just weathering 2021. Yeah.
2020 part 2, maybe 2020 part 2.
You know what the worst thing is 2020 is not going to leave us until like another 9 years.
Oh yeah.
Because every time we're going to have to say 2020, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 9. We may even say 2020, 30 because we might be used to it at that point. We make it. See y'all.
Let's bring Calvin in. What's up, Calvin? Is he on? He doesn't even know he's on. What's up, Calvin?
Hey.
Does he have your?
Hey, what up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. All
right, what's going on, man? Horseman, the fire, son. You damn right.
I remember those days.
Anyway.
I
don't care. I will never forget those days, Rocha. I will never forget those days. Those days still exist to me. Anyway.
If they let me manage a faction next year, maybe that'll bring.
They should.
Yeah.
You should. You know what, Rocha? I'm sorry. I don't want to get too crazy here.
Yeah.
Your performance has been a little down lately.
Oh.
Maybe you should go. Maybe you should make a faction. Maybe you should go into managing.
Wait a minute. My performance has not been down. I've played some of the greatest modern I've ever played. I got beat by people of one question, man. And these are some of the greats. Ethan, Corruption. Come on.
I know. I'm just saying.
Collins, I can't reveal what
He's just trying to bring out the outlaw. That's what he wants to see.
Don't make me do it.
You damn right I want to see the outlaw. That's what I signed up for.
I'll bring out Roland. You don't want Roland up in here, do you? I know you don't.
No.
All right, so let's start with you. Do you have a favorite moment or memory, or do you have any thoughts about the Outlaw Nation as it crosses a year?
So kind of it goes together, but it's separate. So part of what Sean was saying earlier is I love the community that is brought together and the fact that we can be on the Discord voice chat until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, way too late. I have work the next day. And I'm like, I have to go to bed, guys. I love you guys, but I have to go to bed. And just the fact that there's just so much diversity and beautiful people and diversity of thought, which then brings into the fact that you have a space for diversity of thought, not just in the Discord and on the voice chat, but also on Outlaw Nation and on your shows here. The fact that there's so many people of color and just women and stuff that you bring on, and that you don't see that everywhere. And the fact that you have that on your YouTube channel is very important and awesome.
Thanks, Soul. Yeah, it's been a goal of mine from the beginning. You know, when I started the channel, I was like figuring out, once I started to figure out what I wanted to do with the channel, I was like, okay, I need to reach out to people. I need to have the channel convey a certain thing. And this is not about, oh, let's have diversity for diversity's sakes. It's something that I have been banging the drum beat since I was 15 years old. The idea of wanting to have a shot here, seeing more diversity in the things that I want to enjoy and like and be a part of. And so I wanted my channel to reflect that as well. And, you know, I've been very lucky to have people like Darina and Laura Kelly and Alex Shawshak and Jay and Winston and Steve and you know, Mike, who's gay, and Shannon, everybody, so many different people to come and be willing to be a part of it, and then attract so many people like you and Calvin and Tushka and other people from other walks of life to come and be a part. And everyone's been really receptive of it. And so there's a certain level of pride in that I feel very blessed that it worked out that way. And it naturally kind of worked out that way. And I think all the shows are better for the fact that we've brought in people of diversity to have their points of views, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah. Tushka, what do you got?
Man, I don't know. I'm just trying to manage right now. it's been a
How are you?
super long day.
Yeah, how are you feeling? How's your family?
I'm doing good. My parents are doing great.
Oh, good.
Unfortunately, I just got a message. We had a couple more tribal members pass. So,
dude, I'm sorry.
it was a councilman's uncles actually. So I may have to go to another funeral Friday. But yeah. But I mean, man, I just to look back on 2020.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, I know it came at what you may have felt like rock bottom, possibly. Yeah. It was the perfect time, I think, for this community, because, you know, going into COVID, you know, you worked out a lot of the bugs. March hit, and I think you were kind of running, you know, somewhat full speed, and and it was great. I mean, like, honestly, my favorite episode is one I didn't get to catch live. It was a Game Time, the infamous, the respectable Oklahoma City incident.
Oh yeah, right. When Winston went off in Oklahoma City for 20 minutes. That's right.
Yeah.
And I was in the chat going, "Where is Tushka? Where is Tushka?"
and I think I had just popped in because where was I? I was waiting for my parents at a restaurant.
Yeah.
And I just popped in on my phone, just kind of see what was going on. Like, hey, what I missed and everything. And you know, people just said hi, and then I jumped out. And I looked at the timestamp too when I came in. I was like, oh my God, it was literally like, if I would have stayed and would listened to it for like another like 10, 15 seconds, I would have heard the rant. I'd have been like, hold on, Dad, hold on. This motherfucker. But yeah, so many moments like that where it was just we felt included in the community. You know, it wasn't just you guys entertaining and, you know, bringing in, you know, your characters and that it. I mean, you guys are really inclusive. You know, with that diversity, but really making a stronger connection than maybe what we would have with other shows and other channels and other entertainment sources. And so, it's definitely been a great year, you know, in that sense. But I think, you know, having that really helps with that kind of connective tissue to kind of help all of us in those weak times that everybody has experienced in 2020. And I definitely can't thank you enough for you know, kind of being an instigator of that community.
Well, I appreciate your words. It's very kind of you, Tushka. But we're 2 hours and something into the show, and I've been remiss not to mention how important my girlfriend was in the creation of the Outlaw Nation channel. Honestly, because all through January, I did that live stream. I did a couple of live streams and what have you there in January, but I wasn't sure. I was still reeling from the shock. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I wasn't sure if people would give a shit what I had to say. Now that I didn't have a big green C on my body, like, would they care? And it was literally after we had a massive fight. We rarely fight. We had a massive fight on Super Bowl night. And she said to me, she goes, you need to make a fucking decision. You either start this and commit to this shit or go find something else to do. because you sitting in the middle between the two is killing you, and you're killing us a little bit by not making a decision. And so it was like this wake-up call that I needed to hear, because I was so caught up in the fact that the way they treated me. Look, in time, I will be able to look back on it and go, yes, it was the right thing. It happened, and it was supposed to happen, which is what she kept telling me. She's like, you have to think these things happen for a reason, and look what you've been able to create. And so it's like, if it hadn't happened, I wouldn't have, created this channel or done the things that I'm doing now. And it's been a great it's been a great thing to happen, but it was because she said, commit to it, fully commit to it, start doing. And that's when I started having these conversations with Brian Ward and Jake Yacovetta, and wanting to have an idea of what I wanted the channel to look like and what I wanted the channel to be, and now every morning I wake up and every night before I go to bed, I think about the channel. I was like, okay, what can I do next? What can I expand? Blah, blah, blah. And so I never thought I would be that person, but I care about it so much that and she was a very huge part of making that happen, getting me to shit or get off the pot once and for all. And so
most of those native women, man. Just saying.
Yes, Lady Outlaw.
Those are hoes. They'll hit you.
Absolutely.
Those wasn't taking none of your shit.
She gave you the auntie eye.
Yeah, she let me mope for 3 weeks, and then she was like, enough is enough.
Yeah.
And so it was an essential moment for sure. And that's why we're together, because I trust her judgment on things, and no one has gotten through to me the way that she does, and I love her and respect her for that.
So on the Super Bowl, real quick, on the Super Bowl, the greatest night of my life was like your turning point.
Yeah,
I feel like all people in Kansas City, you should be thanked for that moment or something.
Sure, absolutely, sure. Just stop booing people showing that they like each other and holding hands.
No. Watch the full tape. Watch the full tape. We say Chiefs a lot. There was 30 seconds of dead air. That commentator was a bad commentator. I'm just saying.
Okay, is that what it
was?
was?
There was 30 seconds of dead air before they cut that, but yeah, there's probably some idiotas in there.
If we're talking Super Bowl, the best part was the halftime show, obviously.
Oh, obviously, yes. Both J-Lo and Shakira. She was fantastic. Calvin, do you have a favorite moment, memory, guest, or anything from the show?
Well,
the channel rather.
Well, I've already told you. I said a Streamlab in. One of my favorite moments was the Roxy moment when she realizes you could bring people on.
Yeah.
And how surprised she was from that, because she was starting her own channel at the same time too, and she didn't know that was possible. And she was like, "What the fuck?" So that was funny. But other than that, I would say, like I've always said, and kind of like what the Geek Buddy guys were saying is, we can talk to you, Rocha. I mean, that's part of the whole point. We can talk to you about shit, and it's like when I told you about my alcohol problems and everything. I know y'all like to drink alcohol in here and do whatever you gotta do, fine. But what I'm saying is, when I was telling you about my alcohol problems and stuff like that, and you actually talked to me, listened to me about it, and I think that's what makes a difference, is because you actually give a shit in some capacity. You actually care about the people who are patrons, which I became patrons through somebody else, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But who listen to you, not only patrons, but who listen to you, because I wasn't even a patron then.
Right.
But who watch your shows, listen to your shows, and I have to say, I liked all of your shows. I check them all out, but this is my favorite one, of course. I check them all out, but yeah, I mean, and it's crazy. It has been a year. That's kind of fucking weird. I can't even believe that, because I remember when all that shit went down, man, with Collider, dude. I was so devastated. That's Vagina Live. I don't know if anybody remembers. Vagina Live was taking off.
Yeah.
And I was loving it. I used to call in, Rocha. I talked to you before.
Yeah, I know.
I called in to Collider. Okay, yeah. And so it was taking off, and I was loving that shit. And then all of a sudden, it was like, okay, it's gone. I was like, well, there goes all the people. But everybody started their own shit. And And I don't want to give no shade to Roxy or Riley or anybody else, but I think that you have done the best job with promoting your own and making your own thing, in my opinion.
Well,
but anyway, okay.
I think they've done great work. I mean, Riley's Cantina, makes money hand over fist.
Yeah.
And Roxy's been doing her thing every day. She just celebrated her 300th episode, I think, the other day. So it's about continuity. Yeah. That's something I have to give credit to Matt Nost for. Nost, there are weeks that I've wanted to take off or not do a top 10 show. Matt has been one of those guys who goes, no, the number one thing is consistency. We have to have a show every week.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Matt's the one that was like taught me the lesson at the beginning with the YouTube channel. It's like, if you're going to do it, they got to trust that you're going to have content for them. And then you look up in all these other YouTube channels, they tell you like the number one thing. If you say you're going to do a show, do the show consistently. People will start to come. And that's certainly been the deal here. I'm always amazed when I see the next morning there's more people who subscribed. More people every morning. There's more people subscribing to the channel. So it's an honor of mine for sure. And hopefully, slowly but surely, we'll bust through that ceiling, and we'll get way more people getting involved and spread the message of diversity and inclusion and conversation and openness and acceptance of people that we have here on the channel. So I'm always proud of that for sure. So.
With those new subscriptions, I'm glad my dummy accounts are having an impact. I got carpal tunnel just making all these new Google accounts, man.
I have one more favorite part that I just thought, because I am wearing a Heat shirt right here. Even though they did not win, John was the first believer that they could win of the game time. Jay finally came on your side. We never got Winston because he's still butthurt about the Mavericks and Heat.
And also Karma for being an OKC hater. Yeah.
Let it go. He said it again on the past show. Yeah.
And I love Winston. I love him to death. But yeah, the Miami Heat, and hopefully this year, maybe we could do a little better and get that win, get that W. But I don't know. Yeah. You were the first one. And I was like, yes, Rocha, this is why I fuck with you. Because let's go Heat.
Yeah. Called it first round too. I mean, the way Jimmy Butler's playing, you're like, look out for these guys.
Yeah, I said it with Nost, and I said it on Game Time. I said there's something about the way they're playing that when you see it after watching basketball for a number of years, decades, you just know when a team looks hungry and looks like they believe in themselves, And I think it was just a mountain too high against the Lakers. There was just too much talent on that other side, and they had injuries and what have you, so they couldn't go toe to toe. But I think Jimmy, if Jimmy had a fully healthy team, maybe
if we had Goran.
Yeah, if you had Goran, yeah, exactly. Maybe Jimmy and Goran and the rest of the crew could have pulled off what LeBron did against the Warriors and upset them in the finals. That could have happened for sure, but LeBron gets his ring, so there you go.
Yeah. The worst thing that happened in that first game happened. Goran got hurt, Bam got hurt, Jimmy twisted his ankle, so he was playing hurt the entire time, and I was like, oh no. And yet we still did amazing in that series. So I'm so proud of those boys.
More too, absolutely.
Rocha, gut feeling though. So you had that gut feeling with the Heat. What's your gut feeling about the Browns? Because I don't know, man. I'm a little bit concernicus. I mean,
I should be, to be honest.
They look good. And I'm an OU fan, so Baker's was my boy.
And they're getting all their boys back and their coach back. And I think they're playing with house money now. Everyone expects the Kansas City Chiefs to win. Let me tell you, as someone who lost to Collins on a TKO, a lot of people thought I was going to beat Collins, and then Collins TKO'd me because he was playing loose and free. There was no pressure on him. There was pressure on me as the four-time champion, as the legend of the Outlaw, whatever that is. It was a lot of pressure on me, and I couldn't get the job done. I just didn't know the answers. But the Chiefs, everyone's been waiting for the Chiefs, and I said this on Game Time. Their victories have not looked that convincing for the last 10 weeks. And so I don't know if Andy Reid has a brand new playbook that he's going to pull out, that he's been waiting and he's been practicing these plays kind of under the kind of undercover, and so he's going to shock the hell out of the Browns. Or if the Browns, who look hungry and look like they got nothing to lose, that's a dangerous team. And Baker's a gunslinger, man. He is Brett Favre. So anything,
both of them are.
Yeah, true.
Both of them play great, and they also make some dumb mistakes, like Mahomes running back 40 yards and taking a knee at the 5.
Atlanta almost beat you guys with Patrick under center. So it's like that's the crazy part of it all. But I think you'll get the job done, but I would not be surprised to see the Browns win. And I do think the Bills will beat the Ravens. Now, Bills Chiefs is a whole nother conversation. That's going to be if that happens. But
I think we're looking at a playoff that will be one for the books. I think this will be one of the greatest playoffs because you have so many good storylines. But you really have the old guard on the NFC and the new guard with the AFC.
Right.
And I think the third quarter will be telling in the Chiefs Baker. Sorry, pretty much, but Chiefs Brown game. And I think there's going to be over 40 points scored in that, just the third quarter alone.
High score.
I'm sorry. I like how this whole thing just turned into game time.
Sorry, my bad.
Turned into game time right now.
Fair enough. All right, I'm going to bring in 2 more people. I'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for being a part of the community, for being a part of the Outlaw Nation Patreon, but more than anything else, for being people I just kind of love to hang out with and talk. It means a lot. It's a channel, but it's also a community, and it means a lot to have you guys be a part of it. Thank you so much.
Hey, wait a minute. Can I ask one more thing? I want to ask Soul something.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So I won't call you out because everybody else in Discord's in here. We're doing a hangout tonight. What's going on?
I guess so.
All right.
But I do have work tomorrow.
She's got to go to 3 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I am on the East Coast, so I'll be there for a little bit.
I'm on the East Coast, girl. Well, I don't have work tomorrow though, but
There you go.
Anyway.
But Rocha, we love you.
I
love Soul more, but we love you though.
Much love, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Soul. Much love to all 3 of you. Thank you so much. Peace. Have a good night, yo. Spot. That's awesome. I love those. I love all of them so much. They're so much fun, and they have Soul is such a awesome ray of light, and Tushka is such a cool, fun guy to bust balls with, and Calvin, of course. Calvin's just so great. When he opened up about his issues that he had a couple weeks ago, it meant a lot. That he was willing to share it with me, and for him to bring it up here was great as well. The community is not just talking movies, entertainment, or politics, or even sports. Game Time 2.0 there. It's also about like caring for each other. And, I'm very honored and proud to have created that in this community as well. Oh, Bryant Brawler. Bryant, dude, thank you very, very much. Bryant Brawler says, yeah. Happy anniversary, Rocha. That Roxy moment was very hilarious and on brand for her. I just watched this video on Accented Cinema about this anime called Saint Young Men. It's about Jesus and Buddha on vacation together from their heavenly duties. Ooh, okay. That sounds cool. I like that idea. Holy shit. All right. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it. And look, thank you so much for the very, very kind donation, Brian. That's just kind of set me back on my ass. Thank you so much. You're very, very kind, my man. And I appreciate it madly, dude. Much love. And I will check out that anime for sure. Let's see if we got some more Streamlabs that have come through here. Let's see. And Adam Williams. Yeah, we talked about that one. Okay. Ben Rayner, we talked about that. Okay, Optimi Primus. Oh, and then Sprader here. Sprader says, thanks for doing all the shows. I wanted to tell you that when my dad passed away in 2015, many of your content over the years has helped me out with that. One of my fondest memories of him is going to Gettysburg together. Loved the movie and the visit. Yeah, Gettysburg is a great movie. I love that movie too. Martin Sheen, Jeff Daniels as is it Chamberlain? I think Chamberlain. Such a good movie. I think Tom. Is it Tom? No, wait. Who is it? Oh, I've been drinking. I can't remember. Not Tom Skerritt. The other one is in Major League. Oh my God, Tom. I can't remember. I'm going insane. He's in it as well. So many great actors in that. Tom Berenger. There we go. So many great actors in that. Sprader, that's very kind of you. Thank you so much. when I lost my dad in 2008, one of the most difficult things I've ever had to confront and deal with. I'm a completely different person than I was before my father passed and after my father passed, are two completely different Rochas. It matures you, it ages you up. It makes you kind of have to push forward in life without having that counsel. And it's not easy. And it's a tough process. It took me 3 years to finally get past it, to where I appreciated the time I did have with my father versus cursing the time I didn't have with my father because of the mesothelioma. So, I get it. And so thank you for letting my content carry through that in 2015. It means a lot. We're navigating it with our friend Shannon, who, recently lost his father as well. So for any of you who've recently lost someone, please, if you want to, go back and listen or watch any of my content and have it help you get through that, 1,000%, encourage you to do that if it helps, for sure. It's an honor to do it. And it's an honor for Prater to say that. Thank you, man. Tushka Donny said, I ain't got that Brian Brawler money, but I'm always happy to support the Outlaw Nation. Thank you. Could you get your 501c3 in 2201 so that I can use this as a tax write-off? Okay, thanks. Bye. I suppose I'll have to eventually, Tushka. So thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Very kind and good advice for sure. And also, this will wrap up here in the next 18 minutes. But we've got how many likes? We've got 242 likes. We're 8 likes away from Sean Barreto donating a little more money here to help us go forward here. So please, if you haven't hit that like button, you haven't hit that thumbs up button, please do so. We've got 292 of you all watching us right now. So please hit that thumbs up button, get us over that 250 likes so that Sean will toss in a little more money to help us out here and keep supporting the Outlaw Nation. And if you want to send in your Streamlabs or Super Chats, do that now in the next 15 minutes as we're wrapping up the show. Let me bring in 2 more people live here. Kevin, what's going on, man? How are you? Oh, you're muted, bud. Do you have your mic turned on there?
Try now.
Yeah, good to go. What's up, my man?
Not much. Doing good. How about you?
Good. How are you feeling? How are things? How's your world?
Pretty good. New semester just started, so.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What are you in now? Your senior year, junior year? What are you at?
I'm a junior now.
Okay. Oh, right on. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, we're here on the 1 year anniversary. Kevin, do you have a favorite memory, moment, or guest from the shows over the last 12 years?
I love the Cinephiles doc watch along. That was a ton of fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was a ton.
Yeah, he'll be coming in just a little bit. Do you have a favorite Cinephiles episode?
I love the Jurassic Park one that you did.
Oh yeah, with Perry. Yeah, absolutely.
What else? What other one was good? Man, there's so many. So many to choose.
Right on. Well, did you want to ask a question? Did you want to have something to say? What's going on with you?
Not much. Going off of what Tushka said about the Browns, what's your opinion now on the Man United Liverpool race? Are you worried about them?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't want to be worried about them because we are such a good team, but something's wrong. Something's wrong. I don't know what it is that's wrong with us, but we're not scoring. We're getting the opportunities, but we're not putting the ball in the net. I mean, there were a number of opportunities for us to win all 3 of the last games, and we just either got selfish or didn't make the extra pass or just didn't put the ball in the net, and it's been frustrating to watch. And Klopp is doing his best with the injuries, trying to juggle the lineups, trying to figure out what works best. And hopefully this is just a little bit of a lull, and then we're back to form and we'll start, destroying teams again in the latter part of the new year here. But Man U's played well. They barely beat Burnley though today with Paul Pogba getting his goal. So I don't necessarily fear because I don't trust Solskjaer as a coach or a manager rather. But the Man U people, the second they smell first place in the Premier League, they go insane. So and you never know what can happen with something like that when a team is motivated there.
Yeah, I was thinking like every time Oli gets doubted, he comes roaring back. Like
true.
Every time that Man U get criticized, they come back and they keep winning.
Yep. I don't doubt it, man. That's what I'm concerned about here, and we'll see. I mean, we'll see if we stomp Manchester United on Sunday. That's a mental edge for us. But if we get beat by them, then that's a mental edge for them. So I think it's going to be interesting. We won't have Joel Matip. It looks like Matip's not going to be ready in time. So we shall see if he's going to be able to come on and do what he can. So we shall see.
You're right.
Yeah. Anything else you got, Kevin?
No, I'm good.
Oh, all right.
So,
thanks, man.
Thanks, man. It's great to. What?
So go ahead. Sorry, bud.
Oh, no. Thanks for bringing me on.
Thanks for being a part of the community here, man. Celebrating the 1 year anniversary of the Outlaw Nation. Really appreciate it, bud. Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah. All right. Take care.
All right. That's Kevin there here on the Outlaw Nation. Just bring in Brennan. Brennan, what's going on, dude? How are you, man?
I'm good. I've been listening to a lot of your Cinephiles episodes.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, loving it. Loving every one of them.
That's awesome, dude. Thank you.
I was just listening to the one on Alien.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. Love that movie. Love your episode. I think the first Cinephiles episode I listened to was for Unforgiven.
Oh, wait. Hold on a second, Brennan. I got a special treat for you and everyone else here on the Outlaw Nation show here tonight as we're celebrating the 1 year anniversary of the Outlaw Nation channel itself.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
And as you're talking about it right now, this gentleman, I asked him earlier in the night if he could come on. He says he's going to see if he can. Well, he's available to come on. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome writer, director, producer, and host of the Cinephiles, Steve Morris. Steve, how are you, bud?
Steve,
hey, thanks for having me on. Brennan, it's great to see you again.
Good to see you too, Steve. I was just telling Rocha that I've enjoyed the Cinephiles immensely.
Thank you.
The first episode I listened to was for Unforgiven, and I had just seen the movie right before watching your episode. And it totally expanded my viewing pleasure of that movie.
Those are good episodes, and it was one of those episodes where John and I didn't exactly agree, and that's what made it so good. Is having those different perspectives. And John literally just texted me a couple of days ago about his top 3 westerns.
Oh yeah. That's right. I was watching Magnificent Seven. It was on one of the streaming channels, and I was falling back in love with that movie. And I told Steve, that is in my top 3 favorite westerns. Or is it my number 3 firmly? And then I said, Unforgiven is number 2, and The Searchers is number 1. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I'd say The Searchers is probably my favorite western as well.
Yeah.
Stagecoach is also one of my favorites.
I haven't watched Stagecoach in decades.
Yeah. I watched it once and I was like, okay, this is good.
Yeah.
I feel like John Ford does better as in other films as he gets older.
Yeah, I just think that I think for me, maybe it's the one that I've seen the most, so that's why I'm it just connects with me.
Do you know, Brennan, when Orson Welles was going to Hollywood to make Citizen Kane?
Yes, I think
and
I
he
know
needed. You knew he watched Stagecoach over and over and over again.
I knew where you were going.
Nice. That's awesome.
I like the fact that it's very much a story of all these people with various backgrounds and various goals are all together in the Stagecoach.
Yeah.
And it reminds me, it's Star Wars in the sense of you've got your ship full of people with all their stories, and they all have to kind of go together to get from point A to point B, and you got a lot of that. And so it definitely is a textbook kind of movie, and I can see why.
Yeah,
I can see why Wells referenced it, or at least drew inspiration from it. So.
Absolutely.
one of the funny things about that story is that one of the things Ford does all the time in that movie is cross the line, which means he's shooting things in a way that someone looks like they're going right to left, and then they look like they're going left to right, and he's breaking all the rules of cinema. So when Orson showed up for Citizen Kane, there was a couple things he had wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, that's the weird part is, in fact, that might be a topic of discussion. Here is directors breaking the rules. And they break the rules, and it becomes great art. Not always true. Just Steve, as a teacher, you might tell your students, don't even think about it. But once you earn that level of respect, I think.
Yeah, that is totally what I think. That's exactly what I tell my students. Geniuses are completely allowed to break the rules. So as soon as my students prove to me that they're geniuses, then I say fine.
Yeah, it's supposed to be ambiguous. It's like, yeah,
You've heard me say that a bunch.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
The big thing to me is they must learn the rules first. Once they've demonstrated that they can do it the correct way, and now they say, okay, I want to do it this other way, fantastic.
Right.
But frequently they use breaking the rules for an excuse of them doing a shitty job.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. You look at Wells and what happened with him and Greg Toland and Citizen Kane. He is creating new ways to shoot, and there's a legendary story that Greg Toland was waiting outside to talk to Wells, and I think this director or someone in the production crew who had been interviewed by walked out. I was like, what are you doing here waiting to talk? You're Greg Toland. He's a nobody as a director. And he said, no, this guy is going to teach me something about it because he's approaching it from a new and refreshing way. And I imagine Wells had a good idea of what a director could do, and had probably good knowledge of film.
Wells had done theater and
radio.
So him and Greg Toland having this conversation about it was more the matter of fact that Wells knew what lines he could break because he already had the foundation. He already had the technique down to a degree of directing something there. So yeah.
What I find most fascinating about Wells' films, Wells' movies are like radio plays with visuals.
Oh,
it's a great point.
If you listen to just the audio, it's like listening to a radio show.
Yeah.
Brendan, have you listened to many of the Mercury Theater on the Air?
I have not, actually.
Okay, so this is a whole rabbit hole for you. They're not all great. There's a collection on Audible. It's like 60 episodes. So it's a ton of stuff, and you can hear all the stuff you're talking about. And some of them aren't so good. Some of them are amazing.
Yeah.
And the way he layers sound and music and voices coming in and out, it's incredible.
And I also like what you guys were talking about on your Alien episode, which is the dialogue being overlapping. Where people talk like people, where it's not all... I think even Spielberg does that a bit, where people just... They start talking over each other like the way you would in real life. But so it's just,
And even that's choreographed, so so it's not just a mess of sound. It's got to be true. You can catch certain things that they're saying, so you understand the point of view of the characters as they're having those moments of talking over each other, so that it furthers the storyline and furthers the conflicts or relationships that are going to come later on in the movie. Those are essential parts for sure. A lot of people are saying that we've classed up the joint by having Steve Morris come in here.
I thought they were going to say because I'm here.
No,
that's what I think.
Quite a lot of people there. And of course, we got a quick one. Justin Toner said, I finally watched Stagecoach last year on my Criterion Collection Blu-ray. Loved it. The final action scene with the attack on the Stagecoach had some amazing stunt work for the time.
What was his name? Yacovetta? Knut?
It's Knut. It's Knut.
Yeah.
And he's the guy who choreographed Ben-Hur and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Right.
Yeah, there was some great stunts at the end of the Stagecoach there. The guy jumping on the...
Well, Steve and I have talked about expanding the a little bit of what we do on the Cinephiles by having these like Friday shows or the occasion. I'm sorry, we already do the shows on Friday, but like the occasional show where Steve and I talk about a film that didn't make the cut for the Cinephiles, and we talk about we just kind of have a conversation, an hour-long conversation about it. And Stagecoach could be one of those that we put in the mix, Steve, that we wouldn't necessarily do a Cinephiles episode on, but we could talk about as something new.
You know what I
that'd be
might?
fun.
Yeah.
This is kind of a weird suggestion. I know that neither of you like Gone with the Wind and think it's a troublesome film.
Correct and correct.
That'd be one to at least discuss what what is troubling about it.
Oh, I'll happily discuss what's troubling about that.
In terms of like making it more of like an examination of this is the reason why the film, just as good as it might be artistically, just is too maybe discussing it in the context of nowadays.
Yeah.
Well, I think there are tons of things to talk about with Gone with the Wind.
Yes.
I don't love the movie, but it's a really important movie, and there's reasons why today it's troublesome. There's also reasons why it's amazing. There's reasons why the stories behind the making of it are amazing. I mean, the casting of it, the firing of directors, David O. Selznick coming in and taking control, Victor Fleming doing that and Wizard of Oz in the same year. I mean, there's all sorts. There's all sorts of stuff to talk about.
That might make a fun episode just to talk about the whole of that, even though it's not necessarily a movie that you'd want to do on the Cinephiles.
John, when was the last time you watched it?
Gone with the Wind? Maybe 5 years ago when they had that restoration. I think when they did a recent restoration a few years ago, and I think that's when I watched it. And I think that was the first time I had watched it all the way through. Like I had watched it in parts over the years, but that was the first time I watched it all the way. I made myself sit down because I was on that binge of like watching all these TCM movies that I had never seen before that were classics. And this was one of those ones that I just watched all the way through. It was like, by the end, I was like, "What? This is just not for me." And I
think I can understand.
And I don't normally veer away from period pieces. I like period pieces, but for this just felt like this was a person who was not easy to root for or like.
Yeah.
And in the end, gets
in
over.
fact, I don't think anybody you're supposed to like in that movie.
I like Red Butler. I
like Red Butler. John, you and I are totally on the same page. Yeah. I just don't like Scarlett O'Hara.
Yeah.
I have no patience for her.
I don't think you're supposed to like her anyway.
Well, then don't make her the lead of the movie.
No, but people love her. People
that's the weird
love her.
Part I don't get.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, she is not a role model.
She loses the love of her life and cries for like 5 seconds on the stairs and then stands up and goes, "Tomorrow will be
another day."
Bullshit. So it's not real.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
True.
That's the fact that people see her as a role model is ridiculous.
I agree. All right. Do you have a question or a favorite memory or moment before we let you go?
Think that I've just been so glad that I had been a part of this community. I do think, and I honestly believe this, that the thing that happened at Collider was meant to happen so that you could create this community. Because those of us who are in this community, like myself, we're needing an outlet from this pandemic. And those of us who, like myself, who deal with or have dealt with or are dealing with mental health issues need that ability to connect with others. So I honestly think that it may have been, and honestly, I believe it may have been God's way of doing that for us. Because I do think things happen for a reason. I'm just so glad that I've been a part of this. I'm so glad that I've been a fan of yours for 5 years and finally getting to interact with you.
Yeah.
And getting to interact with Steve, who was amazing.
Agreed.
And getting to interact with this group. And I just thank you so very much for what you've created. And just the fun that we've had. The ball busting, the fascinating personalities we've got.
True.
Like our dear friend Calvin, love you, Calvin. And just everybody being so able to be so genuine on this channel, and to root for you throughout the Schmodown.
Yeah, those are incredibly kind words, Brendan. And I want to. I think at some point I will, leave that behind, and feel the same way that you feel, and the same way that my girlfriend feels, and a number of other people feel about it. But I, hearing you say what you said just now, probably burrowed deeper into my heart than that idea has ever burrowed before. The idea that maybe I was in service of something else, like this happened so I could be in service of something else. And if it's a community where people can feel that they can talk about things and open up about things and be received for who they are and accepted for who they are, then that's a legacy that I'm very proud to have been a part of, for sure.
And I also added the diversity.
Yep. Yeah,
I do.
I'm very
even
proud
though I'm the whitest of white guys, my ancestry is entirely Western European. So,
but in the world that you don't forget, I'm just an idiot talking shit on a channel. It's you all that that allow it to exist. You all are the ones who created the community as well, not just me. And so I'll always appreciate that from everyone, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Proud to lead it at times. I'm also proud just to be a part of it and have fun with you all in the Discord, when we're on our Patreon hangouts or here on the shows that we do, hanging out with each other. So thank you so much, Brendan. That's very kind of you. You've been one of my favorite people to get to know, for sure.
Well, thank you.
Honestly.
And Steve, thank you. The Cinephiles is an amazing thing.
Well, I'm really glad that people like you out there appreciating it. And I gotta say, I couldn't agree more with everything you said about John and leaving Collider, and you said it beautifully. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. All right, Brendan, thanks so much, dude. We'll let you go.
Yeah, well, thank you guys, and I hope to hear from you soon.
Definitely. Steve, thanks so much, dude. I wanted you to come on here because I want you to talk about, if you don't mind, what your experience has been like, when you've come on to the Outlaw Nation or being part of the Outlaw Nation, when we've done our reviews, when we've done our conversations, when you were a guest on the show, because this is about the channel, not just the show. Even though we're on the Outlaw Nation show, this is the 1 year anniversary of the overall channel. What's been your experience in the community, being a part of it, man?
Well, I'm so grateful. I've told you off camera, I'm so grateful every time you have me on. It's such a great opportunity to speak about things. I love speaking about film, and we talk about film on here when I come on Outlaw Nation, but also to be able to talk about other things going on in the world.
Right.
It means so much to me. And the big bonus that I didn't expect is meeting people like Brennan. Mm-hmm. Like every single person that I've interacted with that's come on, every little comment I'm going by in the chat, you put together this amazing community here that's really special. And I've been thinking a lot. There's a quote that's silly, but a Star Trek The Next Generation quote that I think about a lot. And I think about a particularly relationship to you right now, which is that there's this moment where Riker gets offered his own command.
Yeah.
And he's debating, do I do it or do I not to do it? And he's talking to Picard, and Picard says, there's no substitute for the big chair. And what you did a year ago is that you moved from the little chair to the big chair, because this is your show. And the big chair is scary. It's difficult. There's a lot of responsibility. Yeah. There's a tremendous amount of pressure, because you can't just go, okay, boss, what should we do? You're the boss. Yeah. And all those decisions are yours, and you've handled it with such grace. And look at what you've created here. It's just so amazing. So I'm so happy that you got to sit in the big chair.
Thanks, man. That's really powerful to hear you say that, man. And our Star Trek connection is strong, and so to have you reference that means a lot. And yes, it is still very nerve-wracking to be in the chair, but I'm also proud of what I've done with the opportunities to create these shows with so many diverse points of views, talking about the things that we talk about in our world. And it's meant the world that so many people have been willing to take a chance to be a part of it as my co-hosts and also as the community, as the fans, and even my Patreons, even more so my Patreons, who've taken it to the next level to contribute every month to the support for the Outlaw Nation channel as we build and grow and grow. It's meant a lot, you know, and having people like you, Steve, I know you're a busy man, you got to be a family man, you're working on our shows on Cinephiles, you take the time to come on and hang out and have fun conversations. I never not enjoy a conversation with Steve Morris. Like it's always an enjoyable thing and a great time. The myriad of questions are always stuff that I look forward to when we're at parties, and then of course taking it into the Cinephiles. And now what we're doing this month, which is so incredible, as we're walking into our month of Coppola, or 2 months, or possibly 3 months. Coppola has been a blast, dude. I mean, I gotta tell you, we just recorded our first episode. I'll tell you guys that, you that are watching, we just recorded our first episode, our first part on The Godfather. We are 45 minutes into the movie, and the podcast is already 2 hours long, and we had to stop, and then we'll have a second part. But it's been enjoyable to sink our teeth into a classic as deeply as we're sinking it into The Godfather. And I felt revitalized about the Cinephiles as we were talking about The Godfather, you know. And so there are those movies that come along on our show that just kind of make me fall back in love with doing the show. And The Godfather has done that again. You know,
it was so great, and you and I were having so much fun, and we had so much to say. And I remember when there was a moment where I stopped. I was like, "Listen, we're 22 minutes in or something. You're going really slow." And both you and I were like, "Great,
yeah.
However long this is going to be is good." And here's the thing that I think is so odd, and I feel this even more so in the last 6 months, maybe since the pandemic or whatever.
Yeah,
you and I always had great conversations. We had great conversations, 18 years ago.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's this weird way that our conversations have become extremely professional.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we are professional conversationalists.
Yeah.
And so it feels so natural and easy, and to the point where, and what I really like about it, it's like, it's like great jazz or whatever, is that we are completely being ourselves and just having a relaxed, enjoyable conversation, but we're still hitting all the beats. We're making all the right moves. We're still moving the show forward, and it's that mix. And that's why I really like the Cinephiles, is it's that mix of a structured show with lots of research and also just a completely natural conversation. And I don't feel like we've missed our stride. Like, I don't feel like 4 years down the line and a few hundred episodes, I think we're still hitting it,
I think we're getting even better. And that's what I think that's what you're touching on, this idea of professional conversationalists. We've now understood how to make our points in a way that's concise, and even when they're long episodes, I still think there are concise points that are being made, but we understand when to make them in the rhythm of what we're talking about and how to supplement or augment what the other person has just said, and then add something new to it as well. And that's been a blast for sure, Yeah.
And I mean, frankly, I don't think anyone spent nearly as much time talking about some character's hand gesture, or a little flick of someone's eyes as we have.
I think you're right to compare it to jazz. It is that. I mean, like, Steve is at the piano and I'm at the trumpet waiting, or Steve's at the sax and or I'm at the piano and Steve's at the sax. It's like that. It's just we're waiting for the solos to happen and then picking up where everyone is going, for sure. Yeah. Do you have any other things to say about the community here, my man? Jake Yacovetta is in here saying he's giving you much love because he enjoys the Cinephiles and when you come in and talk on Impolite Truths, for sure, as well.
Well, thanks so much, Jake. I think what is so cool about this community you've created, and this is all you, because and this is the thing, again, it goes to the big chair, is that you set the tone, is that there is a comedy, there is an intensity, but most important, there's an honesty. It's like and I said it in our 200th episode, I'll say it again, is that your courage to say, this is who I am, over and over and over again has allowed all these people to feel more comfortable with themselves, you know, and me too. And I think that's just an amazing thing.
Oh, thanks, man. And yes, you're right. If there's one thing I'll take credit for is I wanted this channel and the outlet and the all the shows to be honest, open shows where we talk about our stuff. Too much of when I was at the other place was very controlled, and it drove me insane. This is more of who I am, and the fact that the people who come and be a part of the community understand that and revere that and respect that means a lot to me, and it means that I'm going in the right direction.
It's funny. I'm continuing to work, and I've been so busy I haven't done much work on it on this epic director's book that I've been working on, and but I've gotten really back into it, and I've been writing every day again, which is good. And I literally just made a note. The structure sort of changed, and I literally just made a note to myself when I'm talking about networking and marketing and sale and all these things, which is what I'm terrible at. It's just like my social anxiety, my introversion. I just like the idea of going out and selling myself to other people. It's just, I'm literally right now I'm getting sick to my stomach thinking about it. Is that if you want me to pitch a show, I will pitch the shit out of it. I will make a speech. I'm totally comfortable doing that. But going at a party and saying hello to someone and then following up with them, I'm terrible at it. And the note that I made to myself was, I went, when you talk, you need to have a whole section about this, and you need to be honest and talk about failure and regret and all of this stuff. It's like, don't hold back from talking about, even though I'm going to lay out, here's all this, you know, ideas and thoughts about directing and things that I feel confident about. You got to talk about the opposite stuff. Talk about where I fucked it up. Talk about the regret, the opportunities that I let slide away, the decisions I made that were out of fear. All of that stuff, it needs to be in the book too.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think that's, and I think that's why I talk about it so openly here on the channels, on the shows that we do here on the channels, because I think all of us, the people who are watching and listening, people like us, we've all experienced failure, and there has been this stigma of being afraid to talk about it. Even in The Last Jedi, I was so surprised. Look, I'm not a defender of that movie, and there are some sections that I do enjoy, but I was so surprised at people who kind of push back on what Yoda said, how failure is the biggest teacher. And people are like, oh, he would never, that doesn't make sense to me. It's like, what, have you ever heard the truth? That's 100% the truth. And every master and every martial arts master or any master that teaches says that failure is the key. You know, failure is the key to learning. You learn more from your failures than you do your successes. You can certainly learn from your successes, but your failures teach you more about yourself and your resolve and your ability to adapt and troubleshoot and improvise and come back even stronger. You know, it's something that I think is so important, and people gravitate to that because that's more universal, in my opinion, than overall success is failure and finding a way to get past it and keep going.
Couple of things. So literally the first thing I say to all my students in their first day of class is I say, you think that you're here to make a great movie. You think that you're going to make the short film and it goes on YouTube and 20 million people download it, that you're going to sell something to Sundance. And if you do, that's awesome. It's probably not going to happen, but if you do, that's awesome. But that is not what you're at school for. What you're here for is to fuck up.
Right.
You are here to fuck up over and over and over again. And that is what's going to, because you're here to learn. You don't learn anything from making the great film. That's just success. You learn from failure. So I totally agree. And I think about the person I was at 21 and how arrogant I was and how I just was like, I know all the answers. And then, and I would say there were things that I was brave enough to do then that I wouldn't do today because I was so fucking arrogant. But I am so much of a better writer today and a better director today and a better person and a more thoughtful person because the world kicked the shit out of me a bunch because that arrogance got knocked out of me. That's, you know, and I remember when I started doing the assistants, you know, and the assistants is like it's a bunch of people who want to be filmmakers, and they're just, these are all the aspects of my personality arguing with each other. That's what that movie is more than anything. And what I realized is I started to direct it and work with the actors. I was like, oh, all my insecurities and fears and pains and regrets and failures and all of that stuff, those are my greatest attributes as a director. That is the stuff I got to bring.
Yeah.
Because and the thing is that when I was directing the actors and talking about a moment in the scene, when I shared this pain of mine that led me to write the thing, is that the actors suddenly felt safe to let that part of themselves out. It's like, oh, we're in a safe place, and their performances got better. And I was like, oh, my weakness is my strength. My failures are my successes. That's the reality.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm a product of the same thing. The arrogance of my 20s, the feeling cocksure, the feeling invincible, and then not finding my path till later in life, and that's been a hell of a humble pie to eat. And when I see younger people who are already pursuing the things that they want to do, and they kind of look back on an old guy like me who's been, kind of finding his path late in life, and I get a little like self-conscious because I go, oh God, I wish I knew what I wanted to do at your age. I wish I knew that. Don't judge me because I'm here, because you have no idea what's going to happen to you while you're swaggering around through the world. You never know how the universe is going to knock you on your ass. And it's important to understand that, because that's how you learn and grow and become the human that you are. For all the mistakes I made and all the shit that happened to me and the terrible, terrible things I've endured, the fact that I've persevered and learned and become the person that I'm still becoming, the person that I will be up until my deathbed, I still won't be finished. It matters, and having a community like this that is born out of my experiences, it means a lot, especially with the words that have been said tonight. Is very humbling, to be honest with you.
Well, and the thing too is like that young hotshot, maybe they're going to have huge success.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to get all the things that you hope that you would get, or that I hope that I would get when we were 25 or whatever.
Yeah.
But they will never create Outlaw Nation. I mean that sincerely, because it's stuff that they wouldn't create this community.
Yeah.
They wouldn't create this level of, because they can't do that, because it is the things that you've gone through that gave you the skills, not just the skills, but the heart to make what you made. And that's what people are drawn to,
Well,
I mean, I still might trade it. I don't know. Like,
I don't, yeah, but but I'm hoping that 2021, because I worry about the channel all the time, Steve. I hope 2021, my instincts there, my desire to work harder on it and have so many people come in the community and give me ideas that work, will lead to the channel expanding its scope and its reach. Because it's a small piece of acceptance and positivity in this world that I want to expand out, and hopefully I can find a way, and hopefully I can get past my own shit to be able to do it, for sure. Because I would like to be honest with you. I really would.
You and me, bro. You and me both, man. Like it's so funny. I'm sure I know I've said it on the Cinephiles. I don't know if I said this on Outlaw Nation, but there's this paradox I think about all the time, and the paradox is, number one, you are human. And you're going to make mistakes. You must learn from your mistakes. And people come in, they'll bring you criticism. You got to listen to it. You got to be able to adjust. You got to be able to pivot. You got to be able to change. That's totally true. And you have to stick to your vision, because everybody who has vision, there's going to be 1,000 people who come along and tell them why they're wrong, while it's stupid, while it's never worked. And every great thing that's ever happened in the world is because somebody stuck to their damn vision.
True.
And both of those things are completely true, and they are a complete paradox. And navigating this is where I really need to listen, and this is where I have to say, no, fuck you, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And you and I have had these conversations for years now of like, what is the Cinephiles? How do we make it better? How do we deal with criticisms, or what can we improve? Yeah. And don't change what we believe in, what it is,
Yeah.
That's hard.
Absolutely. Well, everyone's giving you love for your great advice, Steve. I won't keep any longer. I want to see if anybody sent any specific things for you here. Sean Barreto donated more because we crossed that 250 likes mark. Thank you, Sean. Very kind of you. You said Outlaw Nation very proudly. Soulstar 1999 says, big fan of the Cinephiles big fan of the Cinephiles, Steve. Both of you have created a stellar podcast. Gentlemen, would you consider doing a 2020 movie, which the both of you felt was a shining beacon from that past shitty year. The finite films I got to see were beautiful. Our rule is 10 years. So I don't know if there's a 2020 one that I would necessarily consider, Steve, but I know 1917 was one that we talked about possibly, but I don't know if you would break the rule for if we would break the rule for 2020.
So I'm such mixed feelings about it. So I think 2019 is an unbelievably good year for film.
Yes.
Because there's 1917, there's Jojo Rabbit, there's I just drew a blank on the Oscar winner, Parasite. Yep. I mean, there are a lot of really good movies. The 10-year rule is arbitrary.
It is.
It's just we just said let's focus on this because the fact is there's been a million podcasts about 1917 and about the latest Marvel movie or whatever, and like why would someone listen to it's like you're going to pick out of 500 different podcasts and you're going to listen to ours.
Yeah.
But what the Cinephiles really is what does John and I want to talk about?
Yeah.
So if we go like we want to do 1917, fuck it, we'll do 1917. That movie's amazing. Sure.
We want to do Parasite. We'll do Parasite. Yeah. It's
that movie. I remember watching them because I'd heard it was great. And Karen and I went to see it. And I'm sitting and I just remember maybe 25, 30 minutes in going like, holy shit, I have no idea what's going to happen. Like I'm because I just like, this is going, every single moment is like, what the fuck is going on? Like that movie is so good. And I'm really torn between 1917 and Parasite because I think they're both best pictures.
Yeah.
Without question, these are amazing films. But the other thing on the other side, like, yes, we're going to do what we're going to do. There's so many movies we haven't done.
Yeah.
And there's many old films. Like, you said it in the documentary of like getting back to classic films.
Yeah.
We haven't done nearly enough films from the 30s or the 40s or the 50s or the 20s. We haven't done enough,
Yeah, I think in the beginning we were worried that going back into some of those movies we were seeing that our numbers weren't as high. But now we've kind of hit this place where we feel very confident about our show and that fans will tune in every week, no matter what movie we talk about, just to hear us talk about it. And that is where we can maybe create a little more space to do like Bringing Up Baby or the Thin Man movies or, All Quiet on the Western Front or The Best Years of Our Lives, where we explore some of these classic films and maybe even convince TCM's Alicia Malone to come on and be a guest for one of those films, who's a friend of mine. That would be great.
I mean, frankly, TCM should be partnered with the Cinephiles and we should be regularly doing things for them. That's what should happen.
1,000%. I agree.
But well, the other thing, and maybe this is where this idea of doing these kind of shorter, less well, produced and prepared, because that's perfect to do a Thin Man. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's there's so many movies that are fun that I really like that we could just spend an hour on, and I think that would be great.
I agree. I agree. All right, Steve, I'm going to let you go, brother man. Thank you so much for taking the time for stopping in. And we have, do we drop our Coppola this week? Is that our discussion or
I still have to, it's 9:25. I have to write the preview and record it and put it out. But yes, our exploration of Coppola's life, his whole life story is what's coming out on Friday. And John, congratulations. This is just the beginning of many, many anniversaries as your nation grows and grows. So I'm really, really just grateful to be a part of it.
Thank you for being a part of it, Stephen. People love what we create on the Cinephiles, and a large part of that is due to you. So thank you so much, dude. And thanks for taking the time. I know it's late. Much love, man.
My pleasure. Good night.
Okay. That's Steve Morris, ladies and gentlemen. You can follow him on Twitter and on Instagram for all the stuff he does. For sure, he's fantastic. Sean is back. Good to see you, Sean. I've got some I got some Streamlabs super chats to get to, and then I got to bring Jake Yacovetta in, and then I gotta go. I gotta go see my lady, man. Let's see where we at here. Yeah. Gavin Min says, aloha, John. Just wanted to say congrats. Oh, thank you, Gavin. That's a very kind donation. Say congrats and mahalo for creating this community. Your shows are a much needed distraction and have gotten me through rough times. I'm slowly dragging myself out of the dark and do what's necessary to get to the next day. God bless. Thank you, Gavin. I appreciate that. Two things. One, thank you for letting me. Thank you for letting my content do that for you. Remember, you by deciding to listen to the content or to watch the content when you're in a dark place or a tough place and allowing it to pull you out even a little bit out of that dark place or that tough place is you making an active decision. And that I'm proud of you for doing. And that means so much. So yes, my content is out there. And if it helps you through a tough time, it means the world to me, because you know I've been through those tough times. But the fact that you let it and you take an active decision to do so, please give yourself some credit for that, because you deserve it. You deserve credit for having the strength to do that. It means a lot. And please, tomorrow or Thursday, probably Thursday, I guess, I will be dropping my interview with Frank Stallone. That's right, Sylvester Stallone's brother. We sat down for an hour, talked a lot of shit, talked about his experience and his life, and he gets into his struggles with mental health and panic attacks, which he has had since the late 60s, early 70s, and how he negotiated it through the decades. He has a very powerful message and a very sweet message in that, and it might be something that you'll take forward with you, Gavin, the next time you get into the tough places. So look for that interview on Friday. I can't wait for you all to hear it. It's just me and him shooting the shit for an hour. We went to all different places in the conversation. And it's promoting his documentary that's coming out on January 19th called Stallone, Frank, that is, which is an hour and 15-minute documentary about his life. Really worth the watch for sure. But we get into all kinds of stuff there in the conversation. I think you guys will enjoy it. Brian Brawler said, this is for Steve Morris. I've always admired teachers and what they do. Brian, I will let Steve know that you sent that for sure. James Lavario. James! Tato, what are you doing up, man? Thanks so much. James says, happy anniversary, Outlaw. Glad you turned the unfortunate thing of being let go from Collider into running your own channel and shows, all 107 of them, for sure. Also a fan of the Cinephiles, Steve. Well, of the movies I've seen anyways. Have a lot of classic holes. Oh, that's interesting. Sorry, you can tell it's late. He said, also a fan of the Cinephiles, Steve, and as well of the movies I've seen anyways. I have a lot of classic holes. Hey, don't sweat it, Tito. We all got classic holes that we have to fill. That's part of the joy of being a film lover and a cinephile, is that you get to discover these classic films when you're ready to discover them, and they will wash over you even more so because you're ready for them. Wayne Edwards, very kind super chat. Thank you, Wayne. Let me see if it's in here so I can pull it up, because it's very kind of you. Yeah, here it is. He says, Wayne says, you inspire me and move me. We don't agree all the time. La La Land. That's a discussion for another day. LOL. Sure. You have had a huge impact on my life. Well, thank you, Wayne. That's very kind of you, man. It's my honor to have had any kind of impact on your life, and to have had a huge one. It's even more of a humbling blessing and honor. So thank you, Wayne, for letting me do that. And thank you for being part of this community, bro. Thank you so much for coming in with the comments that you make, and when you come on. I appreciate it always. And thank you very much for the kind support here. Nerd Chronic, yo! What's up, Eric? He says, congrats on 1 year, John. Way to make the best of 2020. Hoping for an even better 2021 for you. Thank you, man. Dude, not going to get emotional, but you mean a lot to me, man. And I'm proud because I remember we were the first, like when you came in, I saw a fellow Latino, and I just had a really great conversation with you. And I've been so proud to see how you've blown up in the Schmodown, and to see so many people revere, respect, and admire your work and love your work and your promo work. Dude, you've been a part of elevating so many players. I can only speak for myself, and you have elevated the Outlaw with your promos as well. And so it's meant the world to be a part of those things. I got one more year of being a part of those things, I think, before I become a manager. But it's going to be fun. But Eric, thanks so much, man. And thank you much for the kind donation. You are awesome, brother, man. Keep doing the things that you're doing and making great content and making those great promo videos on the channel. They mean the world. Josh Mabry coming in. Thank you, Josh. He says, here's to many more years of you in the big chair. Yeah, it's a reference to what Steve said. There's no other place you should be. Thank you for creating such an amazing place and community. You are a huge inspiration. Make it so. Thanks, man. Josh, thank you so much. It's very kind of you to say that. All these incredible words tonight have just been very humbling and are such a blessing. And I can't thank you all enough. And Josh, thanks for being a part of the community. Thanks for coming in and having fun conversations with us on the Patreon. And dude, I always appreciate it. I'm looking forward to working with your friend once we figure out that situation, so we can get some merchandise for all the shows and the Outlaw Nation stuff on the channel for sure. That'll mean a lot. So thank you very much, Josh, and thank you for the very kind super chat, my man. It means so much. And thank you, man. Let's see. Okay, I think that's everyone who has sent in a Streamlab or super chat. Let's bring in Jake Yacovetta one more time, who wanted to kind of end the show. And let's see where he's at. I thought you were going to bed. You're up still.
Hey man, if you have ever been in any chat with me, when I say I'm going to bed,
yes,
there's going to be about 4 more hours of me.
All right. That's not a bad thing, dude. I know people enjoy talking with you, so that's a good thing.
Nah, I just want to give a huge fucking salute to Steve.
Yeah.
Steve is fucking great. We've had some conversations in the background, and Paul Denuzio.
Oh, PD, PLT.
And, yeah, he can't be here tonight because he's working. He said he wanted to tell you congratulations and that your commitment to developing and producing such quality content is really respectable, even if he has to bust your balls.
Well, you tell the news. I appreciate it. And I'm sorry I can't have Ed Harris on any of my shows, but I appreciate the fact that
fuck Ed Harris. Fuck that shit.
But Denise is one of the first people, along with you, Jake, that came aboard to help me get on my feet. And Billy Belfort, don't want to forget about Billy. So it's very kind, and I'm always happy to do anything when Paul reaches out and asks me to be a part of anything that he's doing. He's a professional with a capital P, man, and it's always I know I'm in good hands with anything I'm doing if Paul is involved. So I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely.
I really fucking hate to agree with you on that. But
it's
true.
true.
I just want to let you know that Paul gave you a shout out.
Thank you, Paul.
And I also am giving you a shout out for 1 year anniversary. You've done some really good shit.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you, Jake.
And it's not just anything that I've been involved with. It's, the deep cut, the interviews that you've done, everything that you've been involved in. Like you've had a really good fucking year, and I'm proud of you. And I salute you.
I salute you right back, Jake. Thanks so much. Great content is great, but like having it look professional, again, I'm always going to throw it back to you, man. You've been an essential part of that to make the channel look professional. And the content is caught up to the graphics that you did and that Brian Ward have done. And that's been an incredible part of it, to be honest with you. But I appreciate it. Thank you, man. And I keep pushing, and I want to keep, creating more content and hopefully get bigger and bigger people to come on and be a part of the Outlaw Nation, or at least be interviewed here on the show. So,
I mean, you got fucking Frank Stallone coming up. What are you talking about?
Frank Stallone. It was an awesome car. What a great guy, dude. What a great guy.
You've had Greg Nicotero.
Yep.
Like you don't sell yourself short, bro.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I hope to have more. I had the director of Scooby-Doo. I had Hermione Corfield. I had Johnny Flynn before he went and did the David Bowie.
Issa Lopez.
Yeah, Issa Lopez, who was great. So she was a lot of fun to have on as well. So hopefully more people will see that as I go into 2020. But I need to put myself out there more too, Jake. I get offered stuff, and sometimes I get a little overwhelmed. And I need to be more vigilant about getting people to come on to the deep cut and have these conversations with me. And maybe I need to create a sizzle reel or get someone to create a sizzle reel of those shows so that I can just present that to publicists, be like, this is the show, this is what they'll get. Because I really do want to bring more people on. I think once people get a taste of the show, they'll want to come on to have a fun conversation with me on the channel and with the fans too, for the fans to enjoy.
Well, I mean, maybe you wouldn't turn them off if you took that fucking hat off your head. Just saying.
As he's wearing a hat backwards, he's gonna criticize my hat, motherfucker. Please, motherfucker, please. What's the logo on that one? Is that a Panthers hat? What is that? Yeah, it is. There it is. Oh God, I hate those colors. I don't know how you can play for those colors. Light blue.
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. No, cheers.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Cheers.
You motherfucker. You root for fucking Washington.
Washington football team.
I just said Washington.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't.
PC sent in a question. He said, Rocha, how do you feel about pineapple on a pizza? I feel it's sacrilege. Never put pineapple on a pizza. That's the most disgusting thing I ever heard of in my life. Never put sugar on salt. It's sugar before salt or sugar after salt, but never sugar with salt. That makes no sense to me at all. Ugh. Are you a pineapple on a pizza person? What is wrong with you?
I am, and I'm also a PC person.
Oh, you like PC is what you're saying.
Me and her were together that whole time in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
Every time you saw me, you saw a PC.
Right. Fair enough. What?
So, yeah, I'm with her.
What does that mean? You mean you're with her as a person?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's my person.
Well, all right. I respect that. I absolutely respect that. I don't know.
No, the fuck you don't.
No, I like PC. PC's awesome. She gave me pictures every time I saw her. She was pretty awesome. I'm just
you and PC both tried to pick me up off the floor in Atlanta.
Yeah, I was. Well, you had 47 shots, Jake.
You weren't exactly sober either, sir.
Yeah, but I was sober enough to understand what was happening. Poor what's his face started to Robert Parker. He's like 2 foot tall, man. He can only pick you up halfway up to your feet. What does this mean? Why is your subs at 5K now? I don't know what Andrew Hale means by that. I just checked my subs. I'm still at 14.8. So I don't know what he's talking about. That's weird. Anyway, all right. I got to go see my girl, man.
I gotta fucking sleep.
All right, Jake. Thanks again, brother, man. Good to see you. And thanks for the words, man. I appreciate it madly, dude. Thank you.
Love you, bro. Hey.
Love you too, brother.
Congratulations on a year of doing this shit.
Thank you, man.
Man, it takes a lot of fortitude to be able to push through and do this for a whole fucking year. And I salute you, man.
Thank you, dude. I salute you too for helping me out, brother. Thank you, Jake. Much love. Much love. Thank Paul as well, please. Tell him much love as well.
Oh, yeah. Fuck Paul.
Right. There we go. Fuck Paul. All right. See you, man. Much love. All right. Let me answer a couple more of these Streamlabs, and I got to get the fuck out of here. You guys have been incredible. 3.5 hours tonight. I did not anticipate that. Tushka says Rocha and Chronic are a match made in promo heaven. A show about cutting promos with you two would be gold. Seriously, do it. Hashtag Big Chair Swagger. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I also like that hashtag Big Chair Swagger. That's good. I like that. Let's see. And PLD donated. Thank you, PLD. It's very kind of you, my man. He said, I appreciate the shout out, Outlaw. And begrudgingly, I'll say I respect Jake too. I'll kick his ass later about the Ed Harris slam, but for now, out of respect, I'll let it go. That's why you're a magnanimous person, Paul. And what I mean, you're a professional with a capital P, because you're willing to let it go and not go after Jake for it. All right, that's it from me here. We had 3.5 hours. Thank you to everyone who has been a part of the show tonight. Y'all mean the world to me. Being a part of the Outlaw Nation means so much, and helping build this channel as much as it. You're all good people, and for you to take a chance on me means the world. And maybe I'm just a little bit of a good person as well, because I'm a part of this, because you all are a part of this channel and have built it up along with me to where it is now. So you guys are incredible. You mean the world to me. Keep understanding what the channel is all about, which is inclusion, acceptance, diversity, and positivity. And you'll understand what we're trying to do here. So you all have been an incredible part of that. Thanks for coming along with me for a year. Here we go into a second year of the Outlaw Nation channel, and who knows what that's going to bring. But I'm looking forward to it. I know you all will be an essential part of guiding that and enjoying the stuff we put together, and maybe even suggesting some stuff that we can do here on the channel, or guests for the channel as well. I think that's it for me. I don't know how much more I can say, except that I love you and I thank you madly from the bottom of my heart. As I said, I was kicked in the nuts essentially on January 2nd of last year, and was able to find my way to pick myself back up. Thanks to you all, thanks to the people in my life, my girlfriend and my friends. But a big part of it is you all coming in and supporting the show and supporting the shows, subscribing, and being open to taking a chance on the new shows we dropped here on the channel. Impolite Truths, Jedi Way, the most recent ones that have jumped onto the channel. And of course, the Geek Buddies and everything, the Outlaw Nation, all of it, just being a part of it. So thank you very much. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Remember to practice your social distancing, wear your mask. And remember what I say at the end of every show. Whatever you need to do to get through the next second, next minute, next hour, next day, next week, next month, next year, please find your way to do that. Even if it's, taking a walk or listening to music or meditating for hours, or even putting on my content, if I could humbly be a part of that, do it, because you never know what's waiting for you on the other side. I am an example of that. In 2016, I thought I had nothing to live for and almost took my life. And to see where my life has gone since climbing out of that hole has been a humbling and humbling and overwhelming experience, and a blessing. And I think that is a possibility for any of you all out there as well. If you just keep fighting, if you find a way to keep fighting and keep believing that you matter, because to me, you do matter. Every one of you matters. Every one of you is important to the Outlaw Nation, and I need you around. All right. That's it. Take care of yourselves. We'll talk to you next week for another brand new live episode of the Outlaw Nation as we go into our second year of the Outlaw Nation channel. Take care. Until then, much love. Peace.